says that. You're all full of shit. You're all full of shit. Whatever.
It says you're recording me, you fucking surveillance state Nazi.
That's what I am.
That's
I'm
what
a surveillance state Nazi. Whatever.
Yeah, Trudeau.
Oh
pimp.
Have you killed
don't
any
fucking.
Native Americans recently?
We did this Native American conversation last time we had the show. Shut the fuck up, Chaz.
I know, we found more bodies since then.
Oh, God.
Cancelled.
Bro, I'm already gonna be canceled. I've found out it's coming for me. It's the beginning of the end for me already, and it hasn't even started. So don't worry about it. Whatever.
Well,
show me your book again, Dick.
Put it on the agenda. Oh
Yeah,
yeah, I
we
was
will.
shouting out Stephen Pressfield's book, The Afghan Campaign. You can also find books by Geraint Jones, and Paul de Gelder, I believe, is also a famous author. So
Paul, are you an
Featuring
author?
Geraint Jones.
Oh,
3 times now.
Check that
3
out.
times.
That was organic as fuck. But
Yeah.
we'll
Look
talk
at
about
this.
that in the
Look at
podcast.
this.
I want to talk about. Oh, hey, I
There
haven't had
he
a copy yet, mate. I
is.
need a copy so I can go to sleep with it.
Can
No,
I
you're too
just
far
have
away.
a-
The
can I have a-
postage is too far.
Have you noticed
too
as
much
well
money.
that I've covered up my lower half because I am sat naked and lubed while I take
Oh.
in
Awesome.
hand features?
Awesome. Have you got a wanking machine in operations right now?
Well, I have a sock.
A sock? Dude, you're
Mhm.
doing it the wrong way. This is the age
It's
of
your
technology.
socks too.
You've got to get a
Actually, check this
wanking
out. I'm wearing your socks, your Puma ones that I
Oh
stole.
my God, look. Hang on, look.
Oh, magic socks.
You got the blue, I got
Legendary.
the grey.
Legendary. There you go. Best
Seen
buds.
some miles, those socks, and not
Best
walking.
buds. Well, these ones aren't doing. This one's not doing so well. This one's got a bit. I need to come and visit you so I can get some
Oh
new
my
ones.
God.
Yeah, you should put a burn hole in it.
But yeah. Oh, hang on. This one's got double. It's got a double hole actually. Anyway, back to the
Oh.
podcast. Kelsey, what were you saying about you getting cancelled?
Oh, I'm pissing people off already. It's the beginning of the end for me. It's
Or
fine.
maybe,
Why is that? What,
maybe you'll
what are you
become
pissing people
influenced.
off about?
Well, you know, the book's coming out and the Jocko interview came out. And once that came out, that opened the door.
Why?
Dude.
What'd you do?
Well, I don't know. Apparently I fucked up some names in some places. And so I gotta like go and like fix some names. And it's like, well, if no one's willing to talk to me to clarify, I'm gonna give you the names I've got. So I'm just getting messages. I'm just learning to turn my phone off and not just don't look or read comments or like care about people's opinions about you.
Yeah,
That's
you
what you
gotta
gotta do.
not read the comments, and I think people have forgotten that humans have flaws and sometimes forget small details or even big details that seem important to others but really aren't that important in the grand scheme of things. Like, we make mistakes. Get over it.
Well,
I
you
just
know
want
what the thing
everyone
is,
to know that Paul's lying. He doesn't make mistakes. He is perfect.
Yeah.
Kelsey, this is why you got to do fake names for a book.
we're
and
doing
stuff.
that. We're changing
Yeah,
everything.
you just gotta go with it because like, it only takes like one fucking douchebag then to make it's just like fake names. Anyone out there who's listening is going to do a book about real stuff. Give everyone fucking fake names. Save yourself a lot of hassle.
Mhm. Well, that's
In
the problem
contrast
with
to that, Geraint helped me write my book, and he put all real names in my book. So I
Because
feel like he's set me up for failure.
Bro, no, I just said
He
you're
wants me to
perfect.
get
There's nothing
cancelled
coming
now.
back on you.
Well, I mean, I'm surprised you didn't get canceled from our last episode, Paul, and one of the comments you made that I didn't edit out. So that's fine. It's Discovery hasn't discovered that, so it's fine. Don't worry about it. Look at him.
Let's not
Look
bring
at his
that up again.
eyes. Yeah, right. Roger that.
I don't remember what I said.
Don't worry about it. I'll tell you later. The point is we made that decision. The thing is when Jocko read it, we had real names in it. And so I got calls and I got good calls, but then I got the odd couple calls. And I was like, well, that's what happens when you move one person from unit to unit and don't tell her anything of any plans of any people around her. And then you just expect that to work out well for you. So I'm just learning to not care and change names and just move on. Move on.
People be nasty to you.
Just one so far, but give it
No, that's
time.
not bad. That's not a bad ratio at all.
Nah,
Like, how many
nah,
millions of
but-
people listen to the podcast? Like,
Oh, no,
literally
I've had-
1 in a million.
No. That I've had people being nasty on YouTube. I don't care about those people.
Oh.
I'm talking about these are like one of the guys that was with us and he was like, you got the name wrong here and you got the name wrong here. And it was so-and-so. And how come you didn't add so-and-so? And I was like, because I was one person in 3 units over 5 days. And So anyway, it's fine. It's fine. I'm fixing it. It's all good.
Gotta let it go.
Anyway,
Gotta let it go.
I know
Yeah.
you guys
Funny
are gonna
how
have to help me.
you get so many great comments and so many lovely messages, and yet you hold on for dear life to those
yeah.
one or two that are bad, and you can't let them go, and they swizzle around in your head at night when you're trying to sleep. And in contrast, you've had so many other people that give you great compliments and great feedback, but why can't we let go of the bad stuff? It's weird.
Isn't it
It's
amazing
Jez's
how
fault.
that's like a human trait though, like for everyone,
Right.
because everyone I talk to has that. Like everyone.
I think it's because we care. That's why.
Yeah.
Is that what it is? Because it seems like there's some people that don't like it doesn't affect some people. And I
Well,
don't know
they
if
say
it's
it doesn't,
because,
they're lying.
well, I mean, I wonder if it's because it doesn't affect those people who are saying that because maybe it's not like their true story or their life or their, or, you know, it maybe doesn't attach to them in the way that some of our stuff does attach. Like if somebody comes at Paul and was like, you didn't get bitten by a shark. I mean, I feel like Paul's gonna be like, well, that affects me because it's true. Can you tell? Like,
It's
you know what I
just
mean?
No, really, I just run with it and go with it and see how far down the rabbit hole we can go. Yeah, you're right. It wasn't. It's all a lie. You know, the real story is I just like got syphilis and my limbs fell off.
Oh.
I mean,
But please don't tell anyone.
Isn't it funny though? Because it's like if that was your background, like even though you'd still have to overcome losing the limbs, I don't think all of a sudden people would be so like, oh, he's inspirational, because it kind of be like, well, because you just kind of focus on the syphilis bit.
so now the
It'd just be
takeaway
like,
from
he's
this,
just a dirty old fuck.
yeah, this is Paul, the dirty old fuck who lost his limbs to syphilis.
I mean,
Really?
he is, but he did lose his limbs to a shark. Which
Yeah,
had
yeah.
syphilis.
Something. I can't. This is gonna be.
It was
This
just a
is this
little
whole. It was just a little syphilis and a little bite.
Sharks
It-
aren't attracted to human blood. They're attracted to human syphilis.
Oh, look at your grin, Jez. That's how I know this is just gonna get so much worse. The grin is fully in
I have
like,
a list
oh,
of jokes here that I'm willing to roll out over the course of the episode.
I love that you wrote them down as a true
No, I don't
writer
really.
would.
I've got zero preparation. Absolutely nil.
Well, it's okay.
In
You
fact,
don't.
I totally forgot about this until my alarm clock went off, and it had
Well,
"Cool, beautiful Paul face" written on it. Here I am. I thought it was just me and Paul, to be honest. That's why I'm not wearing pants.
Well, your fatal mistake, Kelsey, was that me and Gaz haven't actually talked to each other for a while.
Exactly.
So we've got a lot of stuff to work through.
that's all
I haven't
right.
even got
I'm
much
here
to
for
talk
it.
about, to be honest, mate. Like I really haven't. Just nothing going on, really. I might as well just shut up for the rest. You might as well stick me on mute.
What are you talking about? You just went to your first rave. You were in
Tell me
London
about
for
it.
the first time. You've been
Oh, I
getting
did.
out of Wales for
I
the
forgot about
first
that.
time in eons.
You know what was funny is, like, I mean, Paul knows me well. I am fond of a party, let's say. I'm
You
like, I'm usually the
party.
last one at the party. So see, but when I was at this festival the other day, I was looking around me and I was like, wow, I think I'm the most sober person here. Like, people were absolutely cunted.
That's never happened.
Like, they were like, because the thing is, it started at like early afternoon and we didn't get there until like early evening. So by the time we got there, people were like balls deep in the cat. Like there was a lot of cat gone around that place. And the thing is, I didn't have any drugs on me. It genuinely didn't. And the dog came over, started sniffing my balls, and I got pulled in for a proper search. And everyone's looking at me like, oh, poor him, he's getting caught. And I'm saying to the bloke, I was like, mate, because he's like, right, whatever you've got, put it in the amnesty bin. And I was like, mate, I haven't got anything. And he's like, no, it's fine, put it in the bin, and then you can just be on your way. I'm like, mate, I genuinely haven't got anything. He's like, well, if you haven't got anything, we're gonna have to search you. I'm like, but I genuinely haven't got anything. And the thing is, as well, is I've meticulously done my outfit. Everything was perfect. And I had to take it all off and put it back on. And then I felt really horrible because I was like, oh, my hair's out of place. I can't, there's no mirror. They didn't have a mirror that you could redo. But
And with that beard, obviously you either look like an import drug dealer or the oldest guy at the party.
That was
the drug dealer.
Either way, an issue.
You look like, yeah.
They probably thought, like, this guy looks like he has got a bucket of Rohypnol in his pockets. And to be fair, if you were of that mind, not that I'm encouraging people to go out and put that stuff in people's drinks, but like, if you were a bit of a creep, this was the place to do it, because the people drug themselves. Like, you wouldn't even have to have gone on the dark web and bought anything. You could literally just turned up and be like, oh, you drugged yourself. Awesome. Get in the van.
My
And then
face hurts
they
already.
wouldn't have been able to get in the van. They were incapable, but you could have helped them like a gentleman.
So was this like one of the first parties in London since you guys have opened up again?
It was actually up in more Liverpool kind of area, but there's been stuff going on for a while. I just haven't been to any of it because I wanted my first time to be special. And Gareth, our friends Gareth and Ben were both playing at the festival. They were both playing. Kelsey's shaking her head. They were both playing. So it was special to go and watch them because it was really weird because I went to Ben's set first. He was playing first. And the last time I saw Ben was actually the last time I was in a club, which was in Orange County in February 2020. So we didn't get a chance to meet up and stuff beforehand. And it was really weird because it was this tent full of people. I don't know how many, but we're talking thousands of people in this tent to see him. It was a big tent, not like your average camping tent. And then he comes on stage. I'm like, oh, this is really weird. That's where's one of my best mates. And I haven't seen him for a year and a half. And now I'm seeing him, but I'm in a crowd. And like, there's all these other people here too that come to see him. It's just really weird, but it was fucking cool as fuck. I was dead proud of him. And then Gareth played an awesome set as well. But I'd seen Gareth. That wasn't really weird because I'd seen Gareth the week before we got and get dinner and stuff. And so that felt a bit more like normal, kind of just going. But I met up with his wife and friends in the crowd and stuff, and we had a good rave. And I tell you what though, happy hardcore, infantry knees, do not mix. After jumping up and down for half an hour, my knee was ruined. Seriously, it was. It was ruined. I was in bed by 11:30 watching Born Ultimatum. And then I had a really cool dream because I've watched Born Ultimatum. Obviously, I didn't do any narcotics at the festival, but I have heard that narcotics do influence your dreams. And as it happens, I had a really weird dream afterwards where I was literally replayed the entire Bourne movie, but it was me and I was in Mexico.
No.
And it was really cool. So there you go. That was my trip basically. It was really cool. Good fun.
Nice. I love those adventure dreams. They're my favorites. But the downside is you wake up and you don't feel like you've slept at all because you've just done a whole adventure movie.
Well, I think your adrenaline goes the same as if you're in there in real life. Like I've had a few recently where I've woken up and I felt like someone has kicked the shit out of me. Which maybe, I mean, to be fair, when I'm staying at home, I don't feel, I do know I push my mum's patience. So maybe she is coming in with a cricket bat in the middle of the night and she's like, oh, I've heard him say that he just feels like he's beaten up so I can get away with a few digs here. Maybe it's
I wonder if your mum, does your mum worry about you running around the yard with your cats, like filming videos, like a strange, like loner high school kid?
I think she's realized that like, I'm out of that period where I'd probably be a high school shooter. That's not going to be in it. That's not an issue so much anymore.
You got that out of your system overseas.
I've passed the suicide period. I've gone through that one. I'm now into the, potentially we find him dead in a swimming pool, but I haven't got a swimming pool at the moment. So really, she hasn't got anything to worry about. It's all good. I think she can sleep soundly, at the moment. But I went home for a few days. I'm down in London at the moment. Because I know you're the same, mate. Like, I don't know about you, Kelsey, but like, fucking hell, I need to travel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
we were not made to be. We were not made to be in one fucking spot. I remember nostalgia head on. I remember going to a zoo in. Don't hate me, Paul. All right, I went to a zoo. Went to a zoo in France.
Failure.
Animal prison.
All right, it was a fucking.
All right, let's call it what it is.
I went to animal prison. Sue me. I went to animal prison, right? And this was animal prison. Like Fantastic. It was like a squash court with nothing in it.
No.
And this bear was just going up and down. Hang on, Kelsey, you're supposed to feel sorry for me in this story, not the fucking bear.
I
It's
don't.
long dead by now. The bear's dead. All right.
How do you know? They live a long time. They live into their 40s.
30 years in this enclosure. I'd be lucky if it made it at the end of the year. All right. All right. I'm just saying the truth. Look.
Ruthless.
It is ruthless. But this is the whole point is I felt really bad for the bear because obviously I don't remember much from my childhood, but that's stuck in my memory. All right. I cared about the bear. Never killed a bear in my life.
Mm-hmm.
That
just slayed a couple of beasts.
Rooted a couple too.
Okay.
So what happened was basically I've always traveled, even since I was a kid, always traveled. And then through my adult life, always been on the move. And this last year and a half, it's like you look on it on paper and you're like, right, on paper, what am I worried about? Got work coming in, got good family, got good friends, all that stuff. And I think So my mate Leveson did a book. So we'll give him a shout out now. And in his book, Leveson Wood, check him out. And then in this book, it was talking about this kind of like the wanderlust gene, basically. And I can't remember the exact figures, but I think it was like something like that. This study said like 20% of people, like they think that they found like this kind of gene, which basically, and it makes sense when you think about it evolutionary wise, because if some people in a tribe weren't restless, how would they ever have gone, oh, I want to know what's on the other side of that fucking mountain range?
Right.
You know, you would if you didn't have people that there was something innate in them that made them move, they would have just never, like, you wouldn't have got these people or like that Kontiki thing where they were just jumping on a fucking raft and going across the Pacific. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So be like most modern day Americans then.
Or most modern day people in general, mate. Fucking lazy. But,
Not Aussies, mate. We're travelers.
You're fucking not anymore. You're not even allowed to leave your living room.
Well, we're not anymore. We've regressed back to convict society.
Yeah,
We've
what
gone
is
back
happening?
220 years.
Can we
Dude,
tap into that?
Yeah, let's talk about
Look,
it. I want to talk about the deep state.
Let's do it.
I don't truly know because I'm not there. I
Make it
was
up.
there from March to June filming for Shark Week, and everything was open. It was crazy because I'd just come back from LA to Sydney, and every time I left my Airbnb apartment, I had this like anxious feeling that I was forgetting something, and then I realized it was my mask because no one had to wear masks there. And then I left, came back to LA where I am now, and they shut down, and they've been shut down ever since. Mostly in Sydney, I believe, Melbourne a bit as well, but like I'm talking 7, 8, 9 weeks they've been locked down, and people are losing it. There's been massive protests. It's turned into a police state. I read something today where they just pushed a bill through Australian Parliament. Let me get this right.
I saw that. I was going to send it to
Yeah,
you,
where basically police now have the powers to access all of the information on your social media, access all the data on your phone, modify it, and edit if they feel the need. So they have total control now.
So in theory, it's supposed to be for a serious crime, but it's actually, when you look at the wording, it's so loosely worded that they could easily just come up with a justification to just go on your shit. So if you're a thorn in the side of the government or whatever, they could easily come up with a reason of why they think they need to go on there. And then
there's any multiple reasons they can do that. It's like the police out here, and I got friends that are cops out here, and they're like, if they want to pull someone over, they will find a reason to pull them over, like any reason. The tint's too dark, anything. You're driving too slow, whatever. They'll find a reason. It's the same like this. Like the police, if they want to track and look at your stuff again, they'll find a reason to do it. There's very little privacy anymore. So it's regressing further and further into the pit. That is what all the conspiracy theorists were talking about in the beginning. Not so much conspiracy anymore. It feels like all the conspiracy theorists were right from the outset.
Yeah, well, they're doubted us. I fucking told you so.
Well, that's obvious. So. But they're doing this in Canada as well. They're working. Shut the fuck up, Jez. They're doing this as well in Canada. They're doing this as well. They're right now working on a bill to push through to make it so that they can do the same sort of access to all of our data so that they can then track and control. And as of right now, Ontario, the province of Ontario, has made vaccine passports. And they're starting with QR codes in October. Montreal, so Quebec has made it. And now British Columbia, where I live, as of the 13th of September, I cannot go into any location, including anything to do with my son, if I don't have at least my first vaccine. And then we have an election on the 20th. So tell me that doesn't sound funny. So people who aren't vaccinated can't get in the building. Wow. And if you don't early vote, then you're fucked. You just they're giving you an opportunity to vote early, but if for whatever reason you can't make it within those parameters, the 13th is the deadline to have your first vaccine. And then you have to be fully vaccinated. All federal employees have to be fully vaccinated by, I believe, the 13th or 20th of October, or you lose your job. So
that's horrific. They're just gonna lose people. Like, I think they're doing that to the military out here as well, and people are just gonna leave. So they're cutting out all the outliers within the military that stand against controlled establishment that are usually, they're going to be mostly the most forceful, deadly weapons that you have in your arsenal. The outliers, the crazy ones that will, run into a hail of bullets. They're the ones that they're going to get rid of, because they don't believe in that control from government. They believe in protecting Americans and Canadians and Australians and doing the right thing by our people. But if the government's not going to do the right thing by them and the people, then what are they standing up for? What are they risking their life for? So they'll just say, fuck it and get out.
Well, not just that, as we're running into major issues now. So because like CN Rail, so all of the rail transport that runs from Canada down to the States, CN Rail is making it so that you have to be, well, CN Rail, they employ a ton of Canadian veterans. A ton. So those vets who don't want it, they're going to lose their jobs. We're losing Veterans Affairs case managers are about to drop off. Like, it's out of control. Veterans Affairs Canada has now done a deal with Manulife Insurance Company where they are outsourcing veteran care to Manulife. Well, Manulife sent a private investigator to follow me around because they didn't believe that I was unwell enough, that I was going to all these different locations. So they decided to send a person to follow a combat veteran who's already paranoid out the ass to follow her around without her knowledge. Like, do you think that the intelligence around this is bonkers? The idea that we are going to be giving an ultimatum of it, you will lose your career, who you have been working for some people are almost 20 years in. Some people are working for these federal employees their entire lives and know nothing else or don't have education to get any other job. They're just going to completely leave them alone and say, well, good luck finding another job. Well, no one's fucking hiring because you're not allowing anything to be open, and nobody can make any fucking money because you closed our borders and don't let anyone in and out of Canada. It's a fucking nightmare.
The thing with the military aspect is, like, I do think it's retarded to make young, fit, healthy people with no underlying conditions to force them to get this vaccine is ridiculous. Because when you look at the statistics for those age groups, it is absolutely more dangerous to get it than it is to not get it. For like a young, healthy person, we're talking about people that have yearly medical checks, who do fitness every day. To make them get it, that just makes no sense. Like, by all means, it should be available to them, but to force it makes no sense. What I will say as devil's advocate, though, is that when you join the military, you are always going to give some part of your physical health to the military, whether that's your hearing, your knees, your back. You're not coming out of the military in the same physical shape as you went in. So even though I do think it's fucking retarded what they're doing, I say, because I get a lot of people asking me this, like, oh, I don't want to leave, but I don't want to get a job. What do you think I do? I say, mate, I'm just telling you, you're not leaving in good. You're not coming out of the military more healthy than you went in it. Regardless, you're probably going to have, like, if you've gone to somewhere like Iraq, you're probably going to have burn pit exposure. You've probably you're probably more likely to get cancer. Like, you've probably inhaled more fucking dust than a fucking camel. You've probably, like, your knees are going to be fucked. Your joints are going to be fucked. Your head might be fucked. So I'm like, if you want to do the military, you do it knowing that your body is going to pay some kind of price.
What about the federal employees? How do you feel about that? Tell me what you think about that. I think they should
fuck off, because you know what? They worked for the fucking government. And if you support the government, I don't care if you and your kids fucking starve and die.
I mean,
what about the good case? What about the good case managers?
Disclaimer: he doesn't actually mean that.
Joking aside, you were taking a paycheck from the government, from big government, and now big government's bit you on the ass. So I do feel bad for you, but at the end of the day, you held a snake by the tail, and now it fucking bit you. There you go. There's a wildlife reference. Paul, take it from here.
I think people just want to feed their families, mate.
No, carry on the snake metaphor.
Oh, okay, yeah. So we're moving on to hoop snakes, where they are the mythological creatures from Australia that bite their own tail and chase you down the hill. That's basically what the government's doing to you now. You've come to our country, you've come to our realm. Now the hoop snakes and the drop bears are going to get you.
Quick question. That's a different thing. Quick question about Australia.
I know what a hoop snake is.
Oh, stop it. When the Australians right now, is it true that they are being put in their house by gunpoint?
I haven't heard that. I've heard that they've been taken out of their homes by people with guns on their hips. But yeah, I honestly don't know. I don't want to speak on something that I have very little knowledge on, because I'm not there. All I've seen is probably the videos that everyone else has seen. I've talked to a couple of friends, and some people say, look, it's not as bad as what they say. But these people also live down at Bondi Beach. And, you know, but then you watch the news articles, and it's kind of hard to dispute it, where they're saying, if you're not outside for any good reason other than exercising, $3,000 fine. If you're exercising with 3 people instead of 2 people, $5,000 fine. Like it, and it just goes on and on and on.
Okay.
So it absolutely sounds like from the government's mouth that it has become martial law and a police state, all for very, very minimal cases and even fewer deaths. Whereas here in America, you know, they're talking about all these spikes here and there, still not closed down. And look, I'm no scientist. I'm not an expert in the field. I don't know what the right decision is to make. But it seems a little excessive that these people are being locked in their homes, banned from going to work, businesses are closing. And this is, you know, we've been going through this for fucking 2 years now. So this is nothing new. They're destroying lives. The suicides have gone up exponentially. I think more people have killed themselves over the last 2 years in Australia than have died from COVID. So
I believe it.
where's the outrage from the government?
200 overdose deaths a day in the US. And there's
you know what
20
fucking pisses me off? You know what pisses me off? And I'm sure you guys and most of your listeners will agree with me on this, and has been said many times, but I'll reiterate anyway. I have not heard one single news reporter, one single government official, one single recommender from the WHO, the CDC, the FDA, any of those motherfuckers say, focus on your vitamin intake, focus on your health and fitness, focus on your nutrition, focus on your exercise, focus on anything that is proven to actually make you more resilient against this virus than anything else. Not one single fucking person. I can't seem to get it. I've tried. Through the whole lockdown in LA, there was, I think, 2 gyms that I knew of that were open. There was Coast Fitness at El Segundo and another one that I didn't go to. And I went there through the whole lockdown. No mask, don't sanitize my hands, because that shit is just alcohol that kills all your natural oils and protective bacteria. I don't do that. Wash my hands with warm soapy water like I always did. Eat well. Went to the gym with 400 other people not wearing masks. Couldn't get it. I don't know why. But surely this healthy lifestyle of fitness and good nutrition, and you know, some of my friends are saying that now that people on a plant-based lifestyle are 75% less likely to get COVID as well. Don't know if that's true. It's just a quote through some friends, but can't get it. And I think most of the people I know that do get it or can't or aren't getting it, they're having very, very minimal side effects to getting the virus at all. So where is the recommendations from the people in charge saying this is what you need to focus on? There was actually a report from the Delaware Public Health saying you would have to run 5 kilometers a day to lose blah, blah weight. Why work harder? Work smarter. Get the jab.
Yeah, it's fucking disgusting.
What sort of
Shut up? No. Really?
Yeah,
It's the Delaware?
they took it down.
Yep.
They took it down because
They
so
took it
many
down.
people.
Pretty sure I've still got the photo though.
Oh, I was
Yeah,
gonna say, do you have a
they-
screenshot?
They
Send.
took it down because so many people were fucking.
It blew my mind.
Were like, you know, going
You
nuts
need-
about it.
Well, that's the point. This is disgusting behavior. There's a lot of people we know up in here that have had COVID. Me, I've had it 3 times, and I'm a healthy
How can
person.
you have it 3 times?
I got
Isn't
it in
that
China.
pretty bad? Oh,
Yeah,
well,
there was when I was in China, when I was
Look
one
at
of the
this,
first
look at
super
this.
spreaders.
China.
I don't know if you can read it.
Screenshot,
It
put it in the group
says-
chat.
You would have to run 5 miles a day. This is from the Delaware Division of Public Health.
Hi, I'm
You would
in
have to
Delaware.
run 5 miles a day for a week to lose just 1 pound of fat. Hashtag getting vaccinated sounds a lot easier. Protect yourself and those you love from the Delta variant. Hashtag vaxxed up DE. Don't
Vax-
exercise, get an experimental vaccine. We'll look after you.
Why
So
is
they're
it not even
literally-
like- Go on, guys.
we're both just, ugh. So
Yeah.
they're literally saying like, it's okay to be fat and unhealthy and eat shit. And they're going to give you fucking, if you get the vaccine, like Dunkin' Donuts is giving you free donuts. They're putting you in lotteries. They're giving you free McDonald's. They're free, but they're not talking about take a fucking vitamin D dropper, drop that bitch in your water once a day, go for a walk for 20 minutes, maybe walk to the fucking fridge more than 3 times a day. Instead of eating all 5, maybe only eat 3. I don't know. Just don't drive salty processed bullshit into your face and then sit at a desk for 12 hours a day and think that you're not going to fucking get sick. Your immunity is garbage. And the fact that nobody is having this honest discussion that it's unacceptable to just be a piece of shit and be a burden on the system. For example, Forbes put out an article about a week ago, and I happened to see it the fucking second it came out. So of course, me being me, I made a comment because I can't help myself. And it literally said, I'll put it in the group chat, and I'll find it and I'll put it up for people. But it literally said, it was saying that over a certain amount of people that were unvaccinated were the reasoning why the healthcare system was being burdened. So underneath it, I put, can we talk about how the healthcare system is being burdened by overweight, unhealthy, diabetic, people who are obese and not caring about their body, instead of just sitting there and trying to make it more anti-vax versus vax and segregate the population even more to hating themselves even more when we're creating a second-class citizen, when it's just unnecessary and it's just wrong to do to society when it's already a mentally unwell, unstable situation where the overdose rate is through the fucking roof. Children under the age of 5 years old are developing anxiety from being around other children because they don't know how to handle it, because they've been brought up around a system where their parents are terrified to go outside. So they put masks on 3-year-olds and think that's acceptable. It's fucked up that we are not thinking about the mental health of our children and the next generation, and let alone thinking about the shit that we're putting into our body. There is no reasoning why these places who are producing and want us to take these vaccines, that they should not be able to be sued. Why are they immune for liability if this thing is perfectly fine? Why is it acceptable? But that's my point.
Politicians wanted to rush it.
But that's my point.
Because they have a reckon now of getting sued as well.
Yeah.
No shit.
Pfizer had to pay the biggest ever payout for getting sued in the history of payouts.
And that's just one of their recent
$2 billion.
payouts.
That's just one of them. And people seem to think that this Pfizer vaccine that has been FDA approved. Also, I'd just like to make note that FDA has also approved tobacco as
well, like the government agency approved something the government wants. Wow, what a surprise! That's fucking nuts.
Yeah, they're not beholden at all to big agriculture, big pharma, big business, big corporations at all. Even though they're the ones that give them all the money for their re-election campaigns.
Well, the thing that gets we're all just trying to go ahead. No, the thing that gets me the most here, that's the most infuriating, is like you said, Paul, we've been in this lockdown for what, almost 2 years. Well, this time last year, when I'm getting calls from people in Ontario saying, hey, my friend just had a baby, and guess what? They blocked off that section where you can't buy strollers or car seats because it's not deemed essential. Women couldn't go buy tampons because Walmart just deemed it non-essential. Because the government said it was non-essential. Exactly. My point is, how is it that we are allowing individuals? Yeah, it's exactly. The point is, how are we allowing this shit? Fuck off. You're going to die, Jez. I'm coming for you right now. It's an infuriating statement to see what we are doing in terms of the generation that we, number one, have coming up. They're seeing such a rise in mental health issues with kids. Fucking children. There are kids in my son's school that literally one cried. Jack went over to hug them and he put his hands out and said, no, don't touch me. Don't touch me. It's not safe. When my 5-year-old comes home and says, Mommy, why are people so sick? It's like, honey, they're not. Well, Mommy, they're telling me that I can't touch them and I can't do this because I'm going to get them sick. You are creating a mental health pandemic that is not going to be shown for the next 10 years. It's going to come up when all of a sudden all these 11-year-olds and 12-year-olds are insane, don't want to leave their homes, are hypochondriacs and are terrified of their own shadow. It's infuriating to see that we're allowing this and to think that it's acceptable to create a second-class citizen in this day and age. I can't say boy or girl in my son's school because of the Sochi program. I have to say, welcome everyone. I can't say girl toy, boy toy. No, I'll be fucking canceled for that in BC. I'll be canceled if I say I don't want my son learning that program, which I've already stated very clearly. But it's okay for them to say, You can tell kids to be afraid of the vaccine. Afraid of the COVID. You can tell them that they should be afraid to touch their friends and hug their friends. You should tell them they should be afraid to play with them in the playground, even though they're outside in the sun. But it's acceptable for them to teach them about other shit that is completely damaging to their psyche. And we know that over a long-term basis, studies before. Like it is irrational to me that we are allowing our governments to treat our kids and us like this, and nobody seems to care. And I don't get it, because in Canada, they wouldn't even talk about what's going on in Afghanistan on the news. I have an election coming up in 3 weeks, a snap election, and they would not even acknowledge what's going on. The only people they would talk to is angry veterans. How does Afghanistan make you feel? Not why is our prime minister leaving everyone to die? Why was there only 70 Canadians in the country at the time? Why was there only 2 people processing IRCC paperwork the entire fucking time? Oh, because we don't care. We don't care. Nobody fucking cares in Canada enough to say anything because we're soft. There's one group doing it. It's called We Are Essential, and they are going coast to coast and giving everyone the tools to keep their companies open, because when I have to close down, Amazon across the street gets to stay the fuck open. Why is that okay?
Because you haven't burned it down yet. It's on you.
Not yet.
You gotta burn it fucking
It's
down.
on you.
I just want to say, I do think there's a silver lining to fucking all these kids up, though, right? I'm 37 years old right now. I fully intend on being a dirty old man living in Vegas, right?
I'm here
when
for
me
this.
and Paul are dirty old men living in Vegas in 20 years' time, these kids are going to be the 20 to 30-year-olds, and they are going to have so many issues. It is going to be open season.
Oh.
I'm just trying to find a silver lining. I'm trying to be the positive one today.
That's never happened again in your life.
We'll all be in. It's okay. We'll all be dead in a mass grave by that point.
That's
anyway.
that's what I was thinking. You have a very silver lining thought process right there, thinking that you and I are not going to be dead by then.
I think
Guys,
in 20
come
years,
on.
I think no. So I actually am positive. I think the next 10 years, honestly, I think is going to suck some fucking balls. I really do. But
the company you work for, which is no one, doesn't try and kill you every year. I, on the other hand, work for Shark Week, and they try and kill me every year. I'm not going to make it that far.
You'll be with me in spirit.
Yeah,
I'll do some
literally
DMT
in spirit.
and take you along with me.
Literally.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's be honest.
If I'm going to come back and haunt anyone, it's going to be you, because I know at least there'll be a party.
But this is why I wanted to get the book done now, because it's like, well, we can't really bank on him being around in 20 years. Let's get the book done now and get most of it down, and then I can just backfill the rest.
Well, it's fine. I'll go. I've offered to go with Paul to watch him get eaten alive, to record it on behalf of you, Jez. He just hasn't given me the tickets yet, so I can't help you.
I've already been to that party. I'm not planning on getting eaten alive. I just, when you're dealing with wild animals that have sharp teeth and big bellies, you never exactly know when it's going to happen. That's the thing. So live every moment like it's your last, because it might be.
Right. In that case, I'm off. Don't want to hang out with you two for my last moments. Thanks very much.
Oh, please. You would rather be inside of Paul for the last moments of your life. Like, don't go there.
I'm going to get a nice blue-colored sock, match his t-shirt, match his eyes, and then we are.
God. So tell me about your book, Paul.
Let's unpack some of the things that you just talked about there, Bo, because there's a lot. There's a lot there. There's good rants.
Yeah. I do actually believe in being all-inclusive with terminology and addressing people. So I've just started calling everyone cunts.
Oh, I like
the
it.
Aussie way.
Did you guys see my new?
There's no girls. There's no he, she. Everyone's just a cunt.
You were cunt. Some people are good cunts, and some people are sick cunts, and some people are just cunts. There's Americans listening right now who are like, no, stop saying it.
What about this? I'm gonna get you this coloring book for both of you.
Connosaurus Seaweed. No, it's just Connosaurus.
It's a coloring book about cunts.
I am actually okay with calling anyone by what they want to be known, though. But at the same time,
it's not that I have an issue with it. Don't yell at me if I fuck it up and I don't understand it. If I ask you why, just don't yell at me about it. But don't. Here's the thing, Jez. That's the issue. In the school system in 2 provinces in our country, they have this thing called the SOGI program, SOGI.ca. And they teach kids from kindergarten to grade 12.
Hang on. SOGY.
GI.
That's soggy.
That's soggy.
GI.
That's soggy biscuit.
Yeah, that's soggy. There's a reason they didn't want to call it soggy. This is the soggy program.
Gosh. It's an acronym, dicks.
Paul, do you ever play Soggy Biscuit?
Oh, God. It's sexual orientation and gender identity.
It's called Soggy Sayo in Australia.
Go, hey,
Oh
you people listening right now, go on Urban Dictionary, soggy biscuit.
Don't
Or
Do
soggy
it.
sayo.
Don't.
Soggy Sayo.
don't do it.
Probably better looking
Do
people
it.
on the soggy Sayo, to be honest.
Yeah.
It
Don't
it
and
is.
don't use Google. Stop using Google. Google
Yeah,
just tells
use
you what they want you to hear.
DuckDuckGo. I don't even know why I
Yeah,
say that. I use
use
DuckDuckGo.
DuckDuckGo. DuckDuckGo
I was
is a
just
good
gonna
one.
say that's a great
That's
one.
what I use now.
The problem is they're teaching this to kindergartners, and it is the sexual orientation and gender identity program, and it teaches them about how every term applies to everyone. And essentially, at any point, if my son decides the next day that he feels like being called Jacqueline instead, well, they affirm it without having a conversation with me.
Sounds a bit like M theory, where everything exists all at once in all areas and everything is happening all at the same time. So you just have to be mindful of everything and everyone all at the same time, existing everywhere. And so I just find it easier to call everyone cunts.
Yeah. Mate,
I don't
my
think-
thing is, it's like, look, if you want me to like, because obviously one of the things you have to make is a snap decision on what you think someone, because unless someone's going to, like, how are you supposed to know up front? So if you're a fat bird with short hair and I say, all right, mucker, all right, bloke, you know, if I say that, then you
Mucker.
can't get mad at me. Because I did it the other day, because it's a lot harder when people have got masks on as well. I did it the other day. I was just like, you know, all right, dude, how's it going? And then it was like they spoke and I was like, oh no, are they going to get offended that I called them dude? Because some, you know, people just get fucking offended at everything. You're just all a bunch of cunts, all of you.
Yeah,
So
you know why? Because they don't have any real problems to worry about. You go to a third world
That's
country and see how they're living, and then you'll maybe have some perspective as to what real fucking problems are, as opposed to be getting called he when you want to be called it or they. Like, it's just such bullshit. And people like I'm not saying, look, I'm not saying it's all bullshit. Like, don't get me wrong. Like,
No,
I'm with you, Jez. If people want to be called it, they want to be identified as a grasshopper, that I'm fine with that. Whatever you want. But as you were saying, don't expect me to just fucking know, and don't get upset if I call you the wrong thing. You know, be nice about it, correct me, and I'll call you whatever you want.
Exactly,
I'll call you
exactly.
a tree banging toadstool if you want.
That's right. But don't teach it to grade, age 4 years old and up, and tell them that they can be whatever the fuck they want to be, and be teaching that in the curriculum and not informing parents of it until it's too late. And then when my son comes home with a social contagion saying all of a sudden he's X, Y, and Z, blah, 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 which has been proven statistically that a lot of this is a social contagion in Abigail Shriver's book. And there are statistics and there is mathematics, over 100 years of data behind this, that some of this is not possible. It is not statistically and medically possible. Do not tell me that it's acceptable to teach that to 4-year-olds. I don't agree with that. That's fucking not cool.
When did that become a class in the curriculum? Like, as opposed to keep your colors inside the lines, be nice to everyone.
When Canada made it an acceptable thing, it started in 2018 in Canada, and it's being taught in the provinces of British Columbia and Alberta only currently as a pilot program. And people seem to just love it and think it's great. So no longer can they go boys and girls. It's hi humans. Like,
I think that's not acceptable. It should be the responsibility of the parents. Like, if your son wants to dress, if your son wants to dress up as fucking Spider-Man, like we all did, or Batman, so someone like Marvel, some like DC, I'm not going to hold anything against anyone.
Fair.
That's up to the parents. That's not in the realm of teaching children maths and being good people and all that sort of stuff and manners. Like, it's not in the realm. That's up to the parents to teach. It's for teachers, these people that you don't really know, that have been given this power to influence your children, that is not within their realm of responsibility. And for the government, which we all know by now doesn't give a fuck about any of us, to overstep their boundaries and allow these strangers to teach your children about the world in that realm, that's irresponsible. And it could be classed as a form of mental child abuse.
And so the psychologists and psychiatrists we've spoken with and had these conversations with have all stated the exact same fact as you. So even though you're not a doctor, you were literally echoing the same sentiments that I've spoken to medical professionals with. And there's reason why people at universities in Canada are being fired from their jobs, because Canada has made these laws now where you can, it's in the Constitution. So Constitution, it's in our Charter of Rights. So you can literally, you have to follow these or you'll be fired. And there are doctors being fired for questioning whether they think think a child should get top surgery or not at the age of 16 because they don't have a medical clearance. You can do all of these things, especially in the United States. You can walk into a Planned Parenthood at the age of 16 and ask for testosterone and walk out the same day without parent permission or a psychologist giving permission. And this is all in Abigail Shriver's book. And I'm going to find the name of it because it's fucking fantastic.
Can I get some of that testosterone?
Does that mean that I can walk in and get testosterone therapy?
No, you guys have enough.
What do you mean?
As a 5-year-old girl. I need testosterone.
If you walk in, you could. You could then.
Man.
You could. You could then. That's what I'm trying to say. That's my point.
So 14-year-old children can get testosterone therapy, but adults, and do they get it free?
Yeah, and it's free. So it's called Irreversible Damage. This is the book.
Mate, you know what's brilliant? You know what's brilliant?
We're living in the wrong countries.
Mate, you know what's brilliant about this is if you are a kid, they will give you testosterone. If you use testosterone in the military and test for it on a drug test,
you're out.
They will kick you out. This is fucking brilliant. That's Clown World 101. I love it. I love how mental everything is. I love it.
We're living the upside down, man. We're living in the upside down.
Like Brady and I were talking about like moving, and we're like, where do we move? So this was before Australia went all to hell. Somalia. So we're like, okay, we've got Scotland, Ireland for English speaking. We got US, Ireland, Scotland, Australia, New Zealand. Definitely not England. Sorry, Jazz. And then we go, there goes
for one thing.
Oh, well, you might as well.
Let's just chip in and buy our own island to become our own country.
Alana Stott said the same thing. And I think we all agree there should be a subset of people where we all buy an island and we all
They're not actually that expensive.
I know. Well, listen, Shark Week.
I'm the least accomplished person because I'll have to be the fucking butler. I'll be the peasant.
That's not true at all. You can do the hair.
No, I'll have Dean on one side wanted to do mad adventures, him on the other side wanted to do mad things, and I'll just be like, I just want to hang out, watch TV, and do drugs. Why can't we do that?
Well, that's where you and I will hang out. You and I will do the drugs, and they'll run the security, and Alana and I will manage the kids, and Brady will invent the tech, and it'll be fine.
I'm out.
Hey, they'll be old enough by then.
You guys know Greg Anderson, right?
Yeah.
I know him, but I've never spoken with him because he doesn't answer my DMs.
I was on his podcast the other day, and he's just bought 30 acres up in Washington State. It's like remote.
I live on the border.
No way. He's on a river. It's beautiful. He bought 30 acres for like 200 grand, and all the plots around it are open. I say we just do the compound thing. It's time. Everyone's been talking about it for years. I think everyone needs to move to a compound, make your own rules. Everyone band together, like all the parents band together. Stop if you don't like the rules of the school, stop sending your kids to the school. Start hiring these teachers that don't want to teach this shit. Put all the money together that you have and pay for their annual fees. Surely teachers in America and Canada don't get paid that much.
No,
so it's not going to be, you could probably give them a pay rise.
Tim Kennedy's doing that. He just opened a school down in Texas.
That's amazing.
He did that. And so my son for preschool, he went to one of those schools. It's in the woods. He had a hatchet at 4. He knows how to make fires. He can forage. He can build a shelter. That kid is dialed. Now I got to send him into the school system where he's inside a classroom for 8 hours. And this kid is wound like a fucking spin top. So it's going to be a nightmare.
You're just going to cut the dog off sheepdog.
Yeah, it's gonna, so we're working, we need this fucking place to blow up and for you guys to get the show to blow up so then I can have my kid around all the time and make sure he doesn't turn into a tiny terrorist.
Look, just give him half a Xanax in the morning, it'll be fine.
Yeah, you know what? Jez and I will be happy to homeschool him together.
Yes.
You know what? I trust you both. I would trust you both with him more than I trust where he's going currently.
Hey. I'm fully down with the homeschooling, the kid thing. What I do think is weird though is like, we go to Afghanistan, they're living in compounds and stuff, and you're kind of like, well, that's a weird way of living. And now I'm like, you motherfuckers are onto it.
I get it.
They had it dialed. Yeah, we didn't catch on. We caught everything else from there, but we didn't catch on to the fact that it's okay to live in large groups and look after each other's kids and care about each other's families.
To be fair, they do rape the fuck out of the kids.
Well, I'm not trying to say do everything the same.
And the farm animals.
We could try it.
Well, I
just don't think it's going to be in the everyone's best interests.
Well, I'm just saying, I think it would be in everyone's best interest as long as Jez and Paul have an ample amount of other things to occupy themselves, then we don't have to worry about them with the children.
Kilo of something special.
Anything that keeps you at bay is fine with me.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
no,
listen.
I think you know what's crazy is like when people ask me on politics, because one of the things, I'm sure you get this as well, it does my head in. I criticize government. People are like, oh, you think Trump would have done any better? One, this binary thinking of because I don't like this government, I would have loved Trump. It's like, no, like I said the other day on social media, it's like choosing between getting shot in the head or stabbed to death. Don't want either of those outcomes. But people are like, well, what are your politics? Well, my politics are leave me alone. That's it. Leave me alone. I'll give you some fucking tax money. I'll give you some tax money to just leave me alone. There's your
do the things you're supposed to do.
Right.
But I don't even care. It's like I'll pay, but I'm not even registered. We get free healthcare, and oh God, I just said it, free healthcare. It ain't fucking free. It's free. Tax me out the ass for it. But I'm not even registered with a doctor because whenever I need something doing, I'll go and pay for it fucking done myself because I don't want to deal with the fucking doctors and stuff. And I just, people are like, oh, you know, you're fucking so radical. It's like, well, no, what's radical? Leave me alone. Since when has that been a thing? It's like, oh, yeah, you're fucking trying to sexually abuse a woman. And she says, leave me alone. Oh, why are you being so radical? No, it just fucking makes perfect sense. Leave me the fuck alone.
Leave her alone.
Sometimes simplicity is best.
Well, that's it. And it's the same here in Canada with the healthcare. We do the same thing. Brady's going through a massive health issue and we've been to the emergency room more. Yeah, my husband. And he dropped like a couple of weeks ago. We thought he had a heart attack and he's 33 years old. It was horrific. And 911 put us on hold. Thank God that Tesla can move. I'll tell you that because it saved his life.
Why did they put you on hold?
Because the government of Canada has 14 trucks running in all of British Columbia, and there's not enough people and there's not enough paramedics. I have one of the paramedics who's off duty right now. He's here volunteering inside the office because they're overworking them so hard that they can't sustain it. And so we get to the hospital. We went there multiple times into the emergency. They found out that my husband used cannabis that night and then deemed him a drug addict on paper and would not provide him with care because of it. What? So that happened 2 weekends in a row. And we've spoken to them about it. And the problem is these, you know, for the free healthcare I get in Canada are supposed to be the things that are supposed to work. We're having to go outside the system. So we've gone outside the system. We're paying privately for everything. Anytime I've ever needed knee surgery or shoulder surgery, I had to go outside the system because even though we get free healthcare, it is not good. It is poorly managed the same way the government is. And nobody is asking the questions as to how do we make this better? How do we make this more effective and efficient? And how do we actually make this so that the free healthcare that we're all paying into actually does the job it should be doing? And I think we're not doing that because nobody wants to question it because then you'll end up being like Jez, a radical. You'll be taken off of Instagram and Facebook, demonetized, and you won't be able to have a voice anymore.
Yeah, that blue check mark's the only thing I got going for me.
Bro, I can't get that to save my life. They're like, we don't know who you are. And I was like, cool, I'll just keep yelling.
I think nowadays, I don't think you've got any fucking chance, to be honest. Now that it's become the culture war, like
it's over for me. I told you.
Yeah. Like the chances of getting anything now on there, like if you haven't already got it, I think if you go against, if you want to just shove fucking pictures of your ass up there, you'd probably be fine. You'd probably get it once you got a lot of followers and that.
Absolutely. I encourage that out also, Kelsey.
Oh, I mean, pictures of ass?
For everyone.
Yeah. No, pictures of your ass.
Oh, I don't have much of one. I have a mom butt now.
Well, yeah, but neither the most of the people are probably Instagram models. It's all about angles and filters. I'll show you.
I know. That's what somebody told me. There it is.
What actually was wrong with Brady?
We don't actually know. It's not good. He was on... him and I do, we're very up on our fitness and our nutrition, and we get blood work done every 6 months. We deal with Inside Tracker. We look at our DNA. Like we're very much careful about everything we do. And we were on Dr. Mark Gordon's protocol for inflammation in the brain. And he's worked with the special ops guys and all that. And it's all been working really well. And then literally all of a sudden he was sitting out in the garage and I came down and he looked at me and he went like, pale and then started sweating and he goes, I'm dying. And then he just went.
So basically it's the stress of living with you.
Yeah.
Oh.
So far.
Has he had the you know what?
No, fuck. Our car, we have Okay. So we don't actually know. We've gone to multiple different naturopaths. He's been in bed for about 3 weeks. unable
Oh,
to
no.
walk, and the clarity's not there.
What kind of why for you that you're on this podcast, not by his bedside? I tell you what,
the kind of
one. You're not
oh,
coming
that's
to our
me.
compound.
Yeah, I'm sorry. This is just what I
Yeah,
do.
sorry, hon. Hope you don't die. Just going to go hang out with my mates.
Just gonna
No,
hang out
he
with gorgeous
knows.
Paul de
Shut
Gelder
up.
and
Ow.
blue eyes.
He knows what I'm doing. He knows that I have to work. My company isn't as stable as his fucking monstrosity. He's fine. He's at home. He's started to eat a little bit more now because food was spiking it. So they're thinking it might be potential too much vitamin D, magnesium. It could be a spike in that. It could be a serotonin syndrome. It could be, they're looking at fucking everything right now. But for the past 3 weeks, it's been the medical system has offered us no support, no help. We've been to every different people that we could be to. And as of now, we have to go completely outside of the system to find a solution because no one is willing to fight to figure out what's wrong with him. They just keep saying, go back to the emergency. And then the emergency does blood work and says your levels are fine and sends you out. And then we do this repeat cycle. So we're in this kind of discovery phase of, okay, well, what if you eat this? What does that do? Does that set you off? So now we wait and find out. And every day is just a different day of talking to different naturopaths and different scientists and different fucking everything. So yeah, it's scary because you would think the system that we pay into, that I supported and that I, have utilized myself, would then be able to support and help my husband. This person is supposed to be my rock, who I can't even get help for because nobody wants to listen because he ingested cannabis on that day. So
something that you said there though is so, I think, like really important to everything that's going on at the moment is that like there's all these potential things, and maybe it's this, maybe it's that, maybe we don't know. Like, and like this, he is an individual, and he hasn't been able to go in there and someone's just like, oh, it's this, because we aren't all the same, and all of us do have different reactions to different things.
Right.
And this idea that we have going around at the moment that you can just treat everyone medically the same is just nuts. Like, if that was the case, we wouldn't have doctors. You wouldn't need doctors. You'd have a mechanic. You wouldn't
have people having adverse reactions to this vaccine.
Yeah, but like, so this idea,
having...
and like, for anyone listening, I don't give a fuck what you do one way or the other. The choice is yours. But that's exactly the point. It should be that the choice is yours. People are like, well, no one's getting forced to get a vaccine. Fuck you. If you are telling someone that they can't work, if you are telling someone that they can't go to public, that is the amount of messages I get from people who are saying like, I had to get it because otherwise I'd lose my job, we lose the mortgage, we lose the house, what would I do with the kids? That is forcing someone to get it as much as it is if you pin them down. And I find it so crazy that I don't know if you guys
check this out. Go. Check this out. So not only are people being chastised for not getting it, they're now in British Columbia, and this came out on the 25th of August. My doctor sent it to me because this happened to me. I got turned away from all the walk-in clinics when I was really sick. I had to go to the emergency because no one would see me without a COVID vaccine or a negative COVID test. I couldn't go to a doctor, right? So this was reported. Boy, 13 years old, turned away from the Elderborough walk-in clinic because he's not vaccinated. He could not get medical attention at one of the doctor's office because the doctors wouldn't allow him in the building unless he was vaccinated, and he was 13. And this is in Canada. So they're saying, well, every unvaccinated
I thought it was only approved for people over 16.
No, in Canada, it's 12.
You guys are fucking nuts. You know
the
what?
Lowest
Fuck
risk
Canada. I'm just going to be the one. I'm going to take a hard stance on this. Fuck Canada. You guys have fucking let me down so bad. I used to look up to Canada. I used to think Canada was one of the best places in the world to live. And now you've got, it's like finding out that pretty like girl that you had your eye on in school turns out to be a massive meth whore. It's really disappointing. Like,
but it's the same as Australia. Like
Australia and Canada, like, too. You guys aren't off the hook.
It's the same. The Canadians, Aussies, like so laid back and just easy going. Everything's going to be all right. No worries. We're the two countries getting it in the arse the hardest. Well, as far as I'm aware, like I don't know much about
in the West. I think you are. I think it's Canada, America, and Canada, Australia, and France.
We seem to be the ones in the headlines the most. With
what's going on with France?
They can fuck off, all of them. Don't care if they all fuck.
Well, no, look, the French, I think they're taking quite a stand in some regions. People probably saw that large groups of people were going and having picnics in front of the restaurants that were only allowing vaccinated people in.
Okay,
So
the
they're
French
just
are
like,
backing, love you, France.
wow.
Love you, France. Love you, what you're doing.
the restaurants are empty because they won't let anyone in that's not vaccinated. So the vaccinated, unvaccinated people camping out in the middle of the street having picnics.
That's right,
Going, this is
Jez.
the money you're losing.
I love
That's
it.
right.
I think, love it.
You know,
Love it.
that-
Round of
that's
applause
France.
for the French. Get the fucking
Right.
guillotines out. Rusty blades, though. No sharp
He
blades.
takes
rusty
it. He
blades.
takes it to another level, Paul. You gotta control.
That's why we love him. No,
But
that's,
I know.
I love that.
Seriously, though,
I
how much would you
know.
love to see Trudeau's head go in a basket? Seriously, though.
I already
I
have
don't
the
really
cops
know much
calling
about
me.
him.
Oh, do you want to know? I do. I already have them calling me.
I'm not advocating for it.
I'm gonna
I'm
take a
just
pee
saying
break.
that, like, let's be honest, you will
Off you go,
enjoy
Paul.
seeing it.
Gonna
Well,
take a
that's
pee
okay.
break.
Yeah, you do your
Alright.
thing. Listen,
Oh,
Jez.
that's right. I'm on headphones, so I can still talk to you while I'm peeing.
Yeah, you're
okay.
I know
fine.
that's probably going to give Jez a boner, but
I
It
was
is.
just about to say that. Stop reading my lines.
Oh my god. No, Jez, what's going on over where you're at? Like, what's the new regulations are you guys doing?
So we're in a
Passports?
low.
I'll try and
We're
be
in a
quiet.
lo- We're in
You're
a
fine.
low, right? So to go to that festival the other day, you had to do a test on the day, which I haven't, like, I'd rather there was nothing, to be quite honest. But
Right.
I haven't got a massive issue with doing the test because
Because it's just a test.
you get, and you can order them for the NHS. You've paid for it through your taxes, so they don't cost anything to order. So it's not
Right.
And the tests are easy to do. I mean, to be honest, you don't even have to bother doing them if you don't want to, but let's just say that you do. And I really haven't got that much of an issue with that. I'd rather it not be a thing, but but I can live with that. And to be fair to this festival, they also accepted proof of natural immunity. So if you could show a blood test, or if you could show that you'd had a positive test within the last year and a half, they would accept that instead. And I think, again, like that's a good common sense approach, because recent
Correct.
studies out of Israel, which is one of the most vaccinated, if not the most vaccinated country on the planet, have shown that natural immunity is equal or better to stopping transmission and to stopping hospitalization for like catching COVID. If you've already
there's also people I read this morning that are debunking that as well, saying that they're not reading the statistics right. Oh,
well, they can debunk my fucking asshole, because the statistics are right on it. Look, we've got an immune system for a reason. And in a healthy person, your immune system does a fucking amazing job. It's why we don't need to go out and get shots for most things. Like when you think about how many viruses and things there are out in the world, and how few shots we actually get in our life, that's because the fucking immune system is dealing with everything else. And like I said, well, surprise, surprise, the week that I got COVID, or at least the week I knew that I had it, was the week where I'd just been on a massive sesh all weekend. My immune system was compromised. What a surprise. All of a sudden now I'm sick. And you know what? I was just tired for a couple of days. And that was even with a compromised immune system. When I'd been eating everything like that, what you got there? Cholera. Hey, actually, all right, I'm going to just change the topic here, right? Because to be honest, I'm bored of COVID. I'm going to change the topic. Paul, how do I eat kale? Because I bought a bag of it earlier because it was half price, and it's fucking disgusting.
You got to massage it, right, Paul? You got to massage the kale.
Massage kale?
Yes. Am I right?
I'm a lazy vegan. I do everything the easy way, so I just put it in a blender and drink it.
I haven't got a blender.
You got to get a blender, bro.
You need to get a vitamin. How are you going to be
vegan if you never get a blender?
Yeah.
Well, I got one at home, but I can't find that. There's a NutriBullet here, but I can't find the bullet that goes on the top. I can't find that anywhere.
So this is the good stuff. You're talking about your immune system. You want to get the chlorella and the spirulina, especially veterans, because this stuff helps escort heavy metals and toxins out of the body. This is like one of the most nutrient-dense products on the planet. You need to get this stuff.
Put it in the group chat, and then I'll attach it to the.
Not until he gets a deal off him. Hang on, I'm his agent. He's not doing anything for free.
Whatever.
I'll start making my own.
I was just gonna say, you could easily. You're a vegan. You could have your own line of vegan food. Listen, I've already given Black Rifle multiple different marketing ideas over the past 2 weeks. I will also give them to you, Paul. I think you should start your own line of nutrition vegan food that is like something along the lines of a pun of like Fisher friends, not food, just like the group chat.
That's not a bad idea. Jez, write it up.
All right. See? While we're on the sales, I want to shout out Combat Fuel, vegan protein, delicious. What flavor is it? Salted caramel.
You can
Mix
only
it
get
in
it
with
in
your mix it in
only
with
get
your
it in the
yogurt.
UK,
Which
yeah.
okay, no, mix it in with your yogurt. It's not vegan anymore, but it still tastes delicious. Mix it with your milk, which could
Wait,
be oat milk, so it could
Can
be vegan. It's just
can
fucking
you
yummy anyway.
can you
some-
get it in Canada or in North America or the US?
Yeah, you can. You probably just have to pay a fortune on postage, but you should do it anyway because they're veteran-owned, veteran-operated, great blokes, combat veterans. Shout out
Send them-
Combat Fuel. Everyone check them out at Combat Fuel on Instagram. Right,
I'll
I'm off.
drop them.
Fucking
I'll
blanket.
drop them in the description, but you're gonna have to put it all in the group chat so I have all the assets for this. And then I also, this is what you need to do. You need to tell me these things in advance. Give me the product so I can set them in the screen.
That would take some kind of pre-thought planning.
Listen,
Yeah,
just
I
fly-
thought we're just
roll.
winging it.
we
just
are
gotta-
winging
By,
it.
by that vein, then I've got to tell people about my coffee company, Striker Coffee Company.
Yes.
I'm also waiting on fucking Stryker to show up here as well, but
Let's
it's
see.
fine.
Let's see
Well,
how long we
Canada's
let's see
one
how
of our,
long we can keep
like-
ads going for.
Canada's one of our biggest customers, actually, through the services, through the AMBOs, the cops, all that sort of stuff. So I gave a bag to my friend in the Ventura County Sheriff's Department the other week, and we got this double caffeinated version called Door Kicker. They renamed it Murder Boner.
Great for marketing.
It's a great
Great.
thing. I've had it. I can attest to the murdery bonery capabilities of this coffee.
I've
it's good
tried.
stuff.
I've tried to get some of
I
your
have
coffee
never
over
dug
here.
a grave for a
Well,
hooker so fast.
I'll get it sent to you, Kels. I'll get
Yeah,
Ian,
yeah.
my man running the company back there to
Is
send
it
you a
gonna
bag or two.
is it gonna show up broken like your mug showed up?
Yeah, thanks for that. That was great. I held heaps of
So-
coffee.
Fucking pissed. You know what happened, right? I was down doing the shows and I was bobbing around. So we went up to my husband's office in Valencia and I said, "Hey, I need you to send this from your office. It'll be faster. Just send it. This has got to go to Paul, blah, blah, blah." I gave him the stuff, sent it to his warehouse. He packed it. So I go, "Hey, Paul's mug's in pieces." And he goes, "Well, it was packed fine." And I said, "It's shattered. So thank you for nothing." And he just looked at me and I was
have a
like,
question. I have a
What?
question. Where's my shattered mug?
"Why don't I have your address?"
I guess I'm the mug here, aren't I?
I'll send
You
I'll
are-
send you mine. I can send you mine, great.
Send him a piece of
Just
it.
send me a piece. Oh,
Just-
I only need a piece for sentimental
Just
reasons.
glue it. Just glue it to the outside of another mug for him. It's like, this is part of the mug. It's fine.
That's
I
actually
need
not
your
bad,
address. You need to. I am fucking brilliant. If people just listen to me, I have
You're listening.
ideas.
Are you shushing us right now?
What?
We ain't
Are you
kids.
shushing us right now? Did we just get shushed?
No, just a little bit. It's fine now. We can go back to normal.
Indeed, man.
Tell me.
All right, cool.
I have on my list of topics besides Paul's new book, which we'll get more into.
Let's get into
And
it now. Uncaged,
okay, all right.
Paul
I was
Gelder.
gonna drop right down to the fisting, but if we can go right up to Paul's
Oh.
new book, let's hit it.
No,
Paul.
no, let's go to the fisting.
Nope, you gave your shot up. Paul, book. Let's see it. Uncaged. Paul de Gelder, Uncaged.
Actually, me with my one good hand on the nose of a 13-foot female tiger shark.
And you was nice.
The same shark that I taught Will Smith to dive with. Great picture taken by my friend who recently committed suicide. At least I've got
Oh.
a little dedication to him. Front of the book. Reef hunter, Mike. Miss him a lot. He was a good guy. Shot some of the most incredible stuff that we did on Shark Week, like Laws of Jaws 2, where I drained half a liter of my own blood out of my human body into a bag and then jumped off the back of the boat and ripped it open, surrounded by tiger sharks and bull sharks. He was the guy on the bottom filming it all. No, actually, he wasn't. He was the guy that threw the bucket of fish blood off the back of the boat after I did my own blood, and I had to swim through that. And that's when the shark started attacking me. So good times with Mike. Miss him a lot. But yeah, the book, man, I've done very little promotions for it. Sold a ton. People that want it's really, I'm really only doing postage myself in the US because it's just cheaper. I've had a lot of people from Canada and the UK asking for it, and Australia as well. But I got to get out to the post office and work out the costs and stuff. So I've been doing a lot of signing, like 5 days straight, sitting here and signing and personalizing and posting them out. But it's a good story. Thanks to Jez, actually, because I wrote it myself initially and then went, this is not how a story is supposed to be told. So I employed Gez to help me out and rewrite it for me. He did an incredible job. And it's because I rewrote the first book. So the first book was called No Time for Fear. It was only released in Australia, even though it did get out here a little bit. I didn't want to, just step into the second part. So me and Geraint rewrote the first half of the book and then added the last 8 years because the first one ended as I was leaving the Navy. And so much has happened since then. My worst fears in life were sharks and public speaking. And now I'm literally a shark diving public speaker. And so I wanted that message of being able to turn your greatest fears into your greatest strengths to come through strong. And through being able to do that, my life has transformed and has become something that I could never have imagined. So good, so amazing, that I get to come on your podcast and talk about it. And I get to live in LA and I get paid to travel the world and have adventures. And so, being brave enough and courageous enough and sometimes stupid enough to confront whatever it is that you're afraid of head on, because obviously there's nothing wrong with being scared and doing something anyway. Being scared's not going to hurt you, but you not doing the things that you desire through your life because you're scared, in time, that's going to hurt you right here, and it's the regrets. Take it from someone who's nearly died in the most horrific of ways. The last thing you're going to think about is all the things that you didn't do and the missed opportunities that you had. And so make it a personal and conscious decision to confront all of those things that you're afraid of so that you can live this amazing life and be this incredible person that you're supposed to be. And so that's really the message that me and Geraint wanted to get out to people, but also tell some good stories with some laughs and some tears.
I got something to say on that, mate. Like, 'cause what you're saying there, is a really good point. That it's like, if you're scared, that's a horrible feeling to have. But if you don't do something, it's a horrible feeling to have. And I think that just goes for life in general. It's like fitness or exercise and health. It's fucking hard work to do exercise. Yeah. But then it's probably really hard work to walk up a stairs if you're fucking overweight. Right. There's always going to be something that's hard, mentally or physically, whichever option you take. So take the one that's going to give you, the benefits at the back end of it.
Yeah. Well, the greatest impact, but not doing something. What's going to be better? Not doing something because you're scared, or that feeling once you've overcome something that you were scared of. That's up here. Your regret down here. This is where you're going to exist if you just give in to everything that you're afraid of and you never push your boundaries and you choose not to grow. But overcoming that fear, even if it's incremental, it builds. Little goals and challenges are the best way to do it, because eventually those little goals and challenges become impossible dreams. Right. Things that we never thought we could ever do in our lives. And I can say this for fact because I've fucking lived it. And so take it from me, who's no one special, who used to self-harm as a teenager, was bullied his whole life, has made more mistakes than I'm willing to fucking talk about, and has social anxiety and used to drink and just would jump on any life raft that would come along, just trying to find my purpose in life. Overcoming that stuff has opened me up, not just in opportunity of career and mindset, but opened me up spiritually and with my heart to be where it doesn't matter to me when people talk shit about me, because I know that I'm a good person and I know that I'm on the path that I'm supposed to be on, and I do good into the world because I'm no longer afraid of the repercussions of my fear, because fear doesn't actually hurt you. So get over that shit and be the person that you always dreamed you wanted to be.
I feel like I just got a small snippet of what it's like to be at one of your talks. And I'm just sitting here going, I feel like I can do anything right now because Paul de Gelder just told me. See, See?
I
Now
feel
I'm
like I have
feeling
a
better.
comfort, like a warm layer
A
of
blanket
like, just come over me and just. Ooh,
I
it's just so
I
snuggy.
feel his metal arm caress and hug me and say, "It's okay." See, there
It's
it is.
okay. It's
Keep
okay.
talking, Paul. Keep talking.
Yeah, I feel like I've just gotten like a free seminar, like some type of Tony Robbins level shit. But it's
What's
true.
up,
You
Bobby?
people listening, go and buy his book now.
Well, yeah, they will, and we'll link it and we'll add it. Who's this? Who's this? Oh, this is big guy.
This is Otis.
Otis. Oh my God. Otis, I still
What's
have
up, Bobby?
flashbacks about what you did to Paul's floor.
What kind of dog is he?
I can
on the
smell
left-
it.
He's a shit on the carpet dog whenever Jez is here.
Oh, God. Paul has a video of me. Let's see if you can find
No.
the video later when I was on the balcony retching.
dry reaching. Otis had an upset stomach, and me and him, and was it Christine? We went out one night.
I can't remember. We went out and got smashed, and when we came back in, we
Otis
didn't get
had
smashed.
shit
Actually,
everywhere.
we went to watch UFC.
Oh.
Yeah,
I don't.
It was.
I'm used to little cat poos, not the
Yeah.
big old.
Yeah,
dog.
he's 90 pounds, but he's a Great Dane cross with. He's a Great Dane cross with a plot hound. I got him Christmas 2015 back in Australia from the Pound out in Western Sydney. Brought him out here. He's the most handsomest dog ever, and I know that because he steals all of my thunder. You would think, getting a good-looking dog is a good way to pick up chicks. They do not give a shit about me. All they care about is him.
Well, I mean, look at him.
He's a lovely dog.
Yeah, he's handsome.
Softy.
Listen, he's got 2 legs up on you. What do you want?
Yeah, 3 legs up.
Well,
Yeah,
I guess 3.
Canadians don't get taught to count very well, do they?
Well, think about it. If he's got 2, you're only missing 2. It's technically he's got 2 more than you, so it's not too bad.
I'm missing 2.
Well, you're not missing 2.
I've actually got 2.
I know you have 2. I'm not talking about legs in general. I mean limbs. I'm talking limbs in general. You're dickheads, all of you. God damn it. I feel like when I
think you should send your boy to us for homeschooling. He is.
I know, right? He's so
go and put a mask on, Kelsey.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck right off. God damn it. You're a dick. This is what it's going to be like when I'm with you both in person. I'm just going to have to drug you both so I can haul.
We're going to, because I tell you, I'm going to be drunk. So it's
I know.
Way worse.
It's all right. I'll be blitzed out of my mind. Yeah.
You guys need to escape your communism countries and come here to LA.
I'm coming.
Before it turns into a communist country, then we'll go to Texas.
No, I think you've overtaken us now. I was saying to Kelsey that like Britain is in a lull at the moment where we've overcome like a lot of it. A lot of the stuff has kind of gone. But in the back, and this is what's so fucked up. It's like things are kind of almost back to like, they're not back to normal. There's still a bit of fucked up stuff going on. But pretty much things are kind of like, they're close to it. But now they're talking about in a couple of months, vaccine passports if you want to go to clubs, vaccine passports for jobs.
Yeah, we already have it.
You're like, look, we're over it. We're through it. Stop fucking around with it now. But
They're
so
not
that's
done.
the problem. It's like, we're kind of like, we're in this like lull, which is kind of like what a battle is like. You know, it's like, that's kind of how things happen. If battles happen, they rage up, things calm down, and then they kind of pick up again. So a lot of people, I think, have a false sense of security at the moment because they're like, well, what are you on about? We're through it now. It's like, no, go and look at what they're working on. The new crime bill that they passed through, the vaccine passport things. But and again, the government are fucking clever because they're not going to go. This is what's so funny. If you were going to say, right, what establishments should we look at to reduce, where are the people at the most risk? It's going to be things like bingo halls and like fucking restaurants like McDonald's. Those are the places where you'd say, we're going to fucking try and keep people out of those places as much as possible. No, right, we're going to take where do 18 to 25-year-olds and girls go? To nightclubs. We're going to fucking do those. Those are the people who are like at the least risk. Gyms. Yeah.
That's the new one.
Why do they target those? Because young people do not vote for the parties that are in power. So they just throw those people under the bus with everything because it keeps fucking Ethel, who's 85 years old. You know what, Ethel? You had your fucking time. Get the fuck out of the way and let the rest of us go to a fucking club.
They've made it now.
The passport to go to the fucking dance when the Yanks were over there. You fucking, cheating on your boyfriend who was at Dunkirk. All that shit.
Old great promoting super spreader events.
Lolook.
Yes.
You're just a bad person.
Okay, Paul, I'm just going to say,
you want people's grandmothers to die, don't you?
Yeah, I do.
He hates everyone.
Because you know what? What does the world look like when old people don't die? We haven't got fucking room for us all. I want to buy
No,
houses.
I
want to buy houses. There's fucking all the old people still
started
here.
wondering if this was a plan to get rid of all the weak links. This is how the government gets rid of, this was just a thought, and I'm sure we've had many conspiracy thoughts about this, many of which have actually come true, which is very strange.
Terrifying.
But it's and Bill Gates has been all about population control. He's said it on record, we need to bring down the population of the world. Then how do you do that? You create a virus that gets rid of the elderly, the sick, the fat, the unhealthy.
But those are the things,
those are the ones that are
coronavirus.
But they're the ones that are living because we're protecting everyone.
But if they could develop a virus, they develop it to take out the people who are fit, healthy, independent. They wouldn't make it the weak ones because it's the weak ones that it's the weak ones that are going along with all this shit. It's almost everyone I know who is opposed to mandates, and it doesn't mean they're opposed to vaccines, etc. Because I'm not.
But they're also the ones that don't build industry. You don't have a world without them.
Right.
Sorry, you don't have a world with just them.
Killer robots.
That's why I feel like I'm
exactly.
That's why I feel like I'm fine.
You're fine. Your arm looks like Elon Musk's new.
Look, check this out. This is Terminator.
This is bullshit. You're gonna do something cool right now.
Is this where we get assisted?
Oh, there it is. No, that's not fair.
Laser, you know what they were?
Fucking
laser beams on sharks, laser beams on shark divers.
Amazing.
Yeah, this is a problem. This is a problem because he's starting to already look like the robot Elon Musk announced the other day. You're halfway there.
What's your thoughts on Elon Musk?
That's scary in and of itself because Elon Musk was one of the guys most against AI, and now he's creating AI.
Did you see it though?
Was he ever against it though, or is he AI? Is he AI?
He is AI. He is. But did you see it though? Did you guys see the actual robot I'm talking about?
No, it's just a dude and it's dancing. It's just a guy dancing. It's a guy.
It's like the SUV window.
Bro, listen. It literally stood there and is terrifying. And he's like, yeah, we're going to make it so that these can just run to the grocery store. You haven't seen a picture of this thing? Let me show you.
Look it up.
What happens to all the people that do DoorDash for work when they have robots instead?
They've got those delivery robots here in LA. I've seen them roaming the streets, little R2D2 things.
You know what's so fucking
I don't know how they don't get stolen.
Hang on, I'm going to go on a little rant here.
Paul,
so you've got people...
it's you.
There's a guy in a suit.
That's actually what my hand looks like without this black glove on it.
Yeah.
Listen, this is not a guy in the suit. This is literally the prototype they had at the event.
In a suit.
Mate, it's not. No,
I want to
it's
be
not.
that when I grow up.
Right,
they
Kelsey.
took the fucking chest off of it and showed
Wow. But what did it do?
terrifying.
Did it do anything? Was it like
it's all
good
nothing
to have
yet.
A robot? Okay.
Nothing
so
yet. They were talking about
it's just a machine.
They're working on it. They're talking about the circuits and stuff. And the goal is for them to make that be like, do you need something to go run to the grocery store for you? It's like they're working on making
all the time, honestly.
I know that's what everyone's gonna do, but there's no mouth. It's a black.
Do you need me to
run
to the grocery store? No, I want you to stay here. Please go to the grocery store. I need
a look, it's smooth. There's nothing to fuck.
People are nothing if not ingenious. They'll aftermarket
I will
that
make my
shit.
own hole. I'll put holes where there was never holes before.
Pimp My Ride is going to be now Elon's Pimp My Robot.
It's called the Tesla bot. It's built for humans. They're friendly. They eliminate dangerous and repetitive, boring tasks. They're 5'8". Listen, carry capacity is 45 pounds. They weigh about 125. They deadlift 150. The speed is up to 5 miles per hour, and the arm extended lift is 10 pounds. So these are things that they're working on. And I watched the announcement because my husband's a Tesla guy, and so
shoot you accurately in the face within 600 feet.
Why would I want it to deadlift? That is ridiculous. Why aren't they talking
to lift someone up?
About like it has 10 different wanking speeds or something like that. Things that are actually going to be useful. Fucking deadlifting.
That's a different type of robot. Don't make it do weird things. Oh God, you know that's what he uses.
Do weird things. Okay, so this is weird, right? So a lot of people that will use those robots and will use AI and all that kind of stuff, they're the same people who are like, oh, raise minimum wage and everything. And like, you realize that like these robots that you're fucking pushing for and all these like increases in technology, which I'm not saying I'm against, but this is going to come at the cost of jobs for millions and millions and millions of people. Like, and then what happens to those people? Like
They go back to
basically,
Mexico.
we're gonna yeah, but then, that's the problem is we're gonna have is this. There's going to be a huge part of society where if you're creative or if you're working in certain industries, you know, basically like kind of upper middle class jobs and above, you'll still
Right.
have something to do. Everyone else is going to be in this fucking thing. And I'm not saying it's going to happen like really quickly, but
It's
people
happening
aren't thinking
quickly.
through about what happens with replacing AI. It's like, what the fuck are people going to do now?
Well,
and that's why I think we're moving towards these governments that are more handout governments. But what people don't understand, what people don't understand with handouts is just because you're getting given a certain amount now doesn't mean it's going to stay at that fucking level. Handouts can go down.
Which
Well,
reminds me, I have to go to the bank and cash my $600 check from the government that I haven't done in 2 weeks.
Well, you should, yeah. Just for just staying in his house.
Just because I'm against it doesn't mean I'm not going to cash in on it.
Fucking right.
I don't
all
even
you're
know.
doing- hey,
I don't
all
even
you're
know
doing
how
is
I
getting
got
your
it.
tax
I'm not
back.
even a citizen.
That's what winds me up about people. I was like, oh, this government's giving me a grant because COVID. They're not giving you a grant. They're giving you your own fucking money back. They're forcing
paid
you to
tax
close
since
your
I got
business
here.
and you fucking have to pay tax every year. You're just
Paul.
getting your money back.
Paul, don't
What?
say that out loud.
I have. Hey, I'm legitimate. I get an accountant. I got everything. This is the first time I've actually got money back since I was in the military.
You've got an arm and a leg missing. I think your disability is quite clear to see for anybody.
What's that? What's that got
Like
to do with taxes?
they don't need to send an investigator to stalk you like they did with Kelsey.
I'm a bold-faced liar. Don't you guys know that?
Yeah.
That's what I
Did
do.
you ever
want me
do
to-
anything like to
I'll
fuck
send
with
you
him,
one
like
of my
stop and have
gloves.
a pee in the road or
Please.
anything?
What's that?
You ever do anything to fuck with the investigator? Like, all right, if you're gonna follow me, I'm gonna do some fucking weird shit. Like, come watch me.
Did you even know they were there? Didn't even know they were there. With all your paranoia, you
You
didn't
need to
even
work
know
on
someone
you.
was
You need to
following
work
you.
on your counter security.
I have a feeling I know. Well, listen, there was
You need to
there
work
was
on your paranoia.
Yeah.
stop it. There was 2 situations where I looked at the present. We were on a walk with the dog because we have our cane corso here at the office every day. And we were out for a walk. And I remember I looked and turned at Tally. I said, someone's following me. She goes, okay. And I'm like, bro, someone's following me. I'm telling you right now, I feel like I'm being watched. And everywhere I look, there's somebody fucking following with me. Within 2 weeks, we got the letter in the mail. And it was
Wow.
she went here, 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 and here. So I knew it was coming and I knew someone was following me and I knew all of that. And I said, well, you can follow me to and from my office and to where I drop my 5-year-old off every day. Can't fucking tell me that I'm not able to do that. Just fuck off. I told you what I do on a daily basis.
I got
something
something to interject. So John Joseph, do you know John Joseph? You know of him? Okay, so John Joseph is a very good friend of mine. He's the lead singer of the Cro-Mags. He's a multiple book author. He did the book "Meat Is for Pussies." Got a lot of kickback from the lesbian community. His new book out, "Unfuck Your Health," amazing. Blatant plug for him. Him and I did we wrote up a documentary where we helped and what?
It's in the book.
It's in the book,
In
bud.
the book.
It's in the book.
It's in your book.
Yeah, it's in the book. Yeah. We did a show called 30 to Life where we helped rehabilitate ex-convicts. All really, really good. He just sent me a message. Whenever he sends me a message, it's always interesting. The message is, I mean, dude, we're in the biggest fight of our lives as human beings, also as plant-based, whatever, vegan, whatever, because they're making us inject animal products and baby lung tissue into our systems. The point I'm making is the one who could be saying something for posting this sort of shit. Are white potatoes bad for you? I don't know.
You need to
Damn it,
send
that
him.
wasn't as good as I thought it was going to be.
You need to send
love
him
following
over
him.
my way so I can have a conversation about him and these dead animal body parts.
He is a great podcast host. He was on Joe Rogan as well.
Yeah, he's super cool. He's been on Jocko too. Jocko,
all right, well, I'll wait for the call. You two know how to make the connects.
Yep.
If he's that important, then people need to be hearing him
because follow
because
him on Instagram though. He's really entertaining. I like his.
well, you know what? I mean, as soon as you said the book,
everything with like, you know,
No,
like veganism and
absolutely
stuff,
not.
but it doesn't matter.
Neither do I, and I'm vegan.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's it. You don't have to agree with everyone.
He's clearly a good principled guy and clearly cares about other people. You know?
Well, if that's the only people I want to talk to. I don't care if you don't have to agree with everything I say. You don't have to agree with every sentiment. You don't have to agree with anything I say for that fact of that matter is. But if you find some use in any of the conversation at any point in time and it's helpful for you, then I've done my job. Then I felt like I've given the platform I needed and wanted to start. Then I've done what I set out to do. And if people or like you take issue with some of the people I have on the show, well, you have free right to turn it the fuck off. That is also your choice.
Who have you had on it was most controversial?
The only one that I've had up to this point where someone was like, was Lieutenant Grossman.
Oh, yeah, because of
Lieutenant Colonel Grossman.
Because the stuff he does with the cops.
Yeah. So that was the only one, but then it ended up being a really, really well received episode. It was some of the people in the community were giving me some gripe about it. But other than that, I haven't had anybody yet. But I have had the cops call me since Jocko. Yeah. Not anything in trouble, but just more like, hey, we just found out about you. You're not far from us. Like, can we come meet you? And I'm like, well, they called me the other day and I said, am I in trouble? And they said, well, no, I mean, the day's still young. What are you planning on doing? And I said, well, no, I've just made some comments recently publicly about some things. And I just wanted to make sure. And they're like, oh, no, we're actually calling you about a leadership deal. So I'm like, well, okay. I was terrified at some of my Trudeau comments that were coming out that the cops were calling me, because this is who called me last time, was the cops. So my thought is, I'm willing to talk to anybody who has a valuable statement to say to society that's not going to harm anyone and is only looking out for individuals. I feel like a lot of these people that we talk to, that I know you guys talk to, and I know, Paul, you have a podcast, which Jez and I have been very, very well told that we are not welcome on at any point in time. What's that? I'm over here like begging and pleading to go on Shark Week because I want to grow up to be a shark. And Paul says I'm not welcome because of my affiliation with you, who hates all animals.
Yeah, exactly.
That is blatantly not what I said, but let's run with it.
We're going to run with that.
I just want to say as well, if the Canadian police are listening, it was a joke about guillotining Trudeau's head, but he is a commie fuck.
He is a commie. And here's the thing with him is his dad was no different. He's a high school drama teacher who has no spine or backbone, and he has no education into how to handle literally anything. The only thing he does really good job at is standing there and taking it, because he does not want to be disliked. There is so much hatred for him across the country right now that when he's going on these protests, they've had to cancel them because the angry mob has been so aggressive they won't let him outside the bus.
What's his theater production like, though?
I mean, it's Canada. So what do you think? You tell me.
Even if I hate someone, like the Germans, they do some fucked up shit, but you got to admire their efficiency. I'm like, so with Trudeau,
they built all this.
If Trudeau is a commie fuck, fine. But you know what? If I go and watch his production at Oklahoma and it fucking knocks my socks off, then I'll give him fucking full props.
It's been a minute since he's taught high school drama, and I would argue that it wouldn't knock your socks off.
Yeah,
I would argue that.
Just trying to be balanced.
Balance is great. It's key. Paul, tell me about your podcast.
Shit. Where do I begin? It's called The Dirt Down Under. If you're going to watch it for anything at all, watch it for my co-host, who is this incredibly beautiful Amazonian Viking queen, Julia Wheeler. She's a documentary filmmaker. Her documentary is about the atrocious things happening to the wilderness, wild places and wild things in Africa. Should be out this year. I don't have a name for it, so I can't promote the name. Okay. But she's amazing, and she's a competitive freediver. She is just 100% the whole reason that the podcast happened. So the Dirt Down Under, once again, it's talking to people that are trying to make a difference in the world through environmentalism and conservationists. But not like, that's a really dry subject and it's really boring. But I have problems with being that sort of person. And so basically, Julia prepares all night and she's got all this list and everything. She knows everything. I turn up 30 minutes beforehand and go a couple of things about this person. And then I just have a ball the whole time. And we've had people like Kate Nelson, who no one probably has heard of. Her Instagram is the Plastic Free Mermaid, and you might
I know who she is.
Yeah, so you might, the Plastic Free Mermaid, you might think, oh, this is some hippie fucking crazy bitch who thinks she's a mermaid. No, she's fucking very passionate about helping us men out, especially because the plastics that we're consuming in everyday life, which is every single one of us, because every fucking thing that we eat, wash our bodies with, store things in, is made from plastic. The harmful chemicals of those plastics leach into the things that we put on our skin, and our skin is the biggest organ we have. It actually does eat. We put it inside of our bodies, and that plastic, the chemicals in it actually, you know, everyone's worried about tofu. Fucking don't worry about tofu. Worry about your plastics. This shit actually mimics estrogen. And there's been scientific studies into the fact that this is shrinking our dicks, and it is shrinking our balls, and it is turning our baby divers into fucking lemmings. Like,
it's the taint, right?
You mean
it's shrinking.
I know who
shrinking
she is.
Taint, which is shrinking the dick. Yeah.
Yeah,
She
and
calls
then
it like
that's
the
how
anal something, the anal testy fuck something. But it's basically shrinking our dicks, and it's making us sterile. And so obviously that's a very serious subject that I have a problem with, but I also have a problem with taking things seriously. And so we have a great time, but it's edutainment. You know, it's very important information. Things like who else do we have? We had so the reason that I actually have this long a beard at the moment, I don't really grow my beard this much. It's usually pretty trim, but and it's not really long at all anyway. But I plan to shave half of it off for a photo op for my friend Jimmy Halfcut, who is trying to buy up all of the land of the oldest rainforest in the world, which is in Australia. It's called the Daintree Rainforest. And they're trying to put roads through it. They're trying to turn it into resorts. And this is like 50%. The reason half of his beard's cut off is because 50% of the world's rainforests, half of them have been cut down. And as we know from learning about the Amazon and stuff, the Amazon and the rainforests are the lungs of our planet. And we're basically cut one of our lungs out of our chest. So you wondering why global warming and climate change, and we're having all these fucking forest fires, and the Amazon's burning, and we've got flooding everywhere, worse year by year by year by year. Look at what we're doing. So, you know, he's taken it upon himself to try and save the oldest rainforest in the world. Really good guy. So gonna shave half my beard off for a little photo.
What's his name again? How is it? James?
Jimmy Halfcut.
Yeah, that's like episode 4 on your show.
He literally has a huge one-sided beard. He looks very strange. You know, we've got Simon Baker, who runs the Plant Proof podcast. Definitely worth a listen. He's also Chris Hemsworth's nutrition advisor for his new app. Matt Porteous, who is the royal photographer for the Will and Kate. Yep. And he has started a platform where storytellers can come together and display their photos of the ocean to build a new ocean community of storytellers to teach people about what we're doing, how beautiful it is, people that are out of touch to learn about the beauty of our ocean nature, which is something that I'm super passionate about. We did 12 episodes. Oh, Ali Tabrizi, you know, everyone was pushing back against, you know, Seaspiracy, saying that there was all this stuff he didn't mention and the numbers were wrong. And so I'm in the documentary.
It was fantastic, by the way.
But I read, like, you know, we were talking about earlier, I read all the negative comments and they affected me. And I'm like, oh, am I a part of something that wasn't telling the truth? And so we had Ali on the podcast and I played devil's advocate. And I'm like, okay, so tell me about this. Why are people saying that you put words out of context? Why are people saying the numbers wrong? You know, I want answers here to explain it to me. And he did, and he broke it all down, and it was really informative. Once again, I do have a hard time remaining serious, but really, really good, hard-hitting people that are only trying to do good in the world. So it is worth a listen. We're going to start season 2, traveling around America very soon, hopefully.
I'm excited to see that because I think the podcast that you guys are doing, you're working really hard to highlight people in a way. And I think if it was just a serious and she kept it as serious and didn't bring you on, I don't know if it would have gone as far, because there's a way to talk about these things that's digestible for people. And if you allow yourself to have a little bit of levity with it and a little bit of comedy within it, sometimes that allows people's brains to stick on a topic a little bit more. Or it's easier digestible. It's more digestible for people when it doesn't feel so heavy constantly. And it seems like you've done that really well on the show. Just going off, I was just reading off of your list here, like, because you were trying to figure out who you've had on, but I was just looking off of your list, and that's an impressive, like, heavy hitting list just to start. How many episodes are you guys trying to do? Are you doing seasons? Like, what's the goal for this?
We don't want any end date. I went into this a little concerned, to be honest, because I've done a lot of podcasts, but I never considered myself to be a good interviewer. I've done it a couple of times. I did it for Jason Statham, for The Meg. I did it for Blake Lively, for The Shallows. And I really didn't feel like I did a very good job. Like, Discovery Channel didn't give me any training in it. They didn't give me any guidance. I basically was just like, hey, okay, so now you're going out to the film set of The Shallows for the first interview I've ever done, and you're going to interview Blake Lively, and then you're going to go to New York and do it. And I was like, oh, okay. No idea how to do that. And so, I did the best I could at the time, but then, Julia wants to do this podcast, this radio show. I'm like, yep, I'm a yes man. I'm like, let's get out of our comfort zone and just do some shit that I don't know how to do, because how else are you going to grow? So I was very concerned that I wouldn't do a very good job, but I went into it. And the funny thing was, I found that I actually really enjoy it, because I don't have to be like anyone else. I can just be myself, and I can ask the things that I want to know. Like I've been vegan for 4.5 years. I still have questions about it. Like, I don't like to be stuck inside my echo chamber. So I follow people that are part of the carnivore movement, and people that are against veganism, and people are for, because I like to have a well-rounded knowledge of what people, what is the shit that people are talking about it? What is the good stuff people are talking about it? Like, and so this gives me the opportunity to get people onto my show and get the answers from, the mouth of the horse. That's not it. From the horse's mouth.
The horse's mouth. Oh, well, no,
I want to get it from the ass of the horse. Yeah.
Exactly.
The shark's ass. Get it from
the shark's ass. Which is where I probably went out at some point.
Well,
just imagine part of you has come out with shark's ass.
That's really terrifying.
That's bonkers.
Can you imagine how much, like, the bones of a hand and a fist would hurt coming out of your ass?
No.
Yeah, they're little sharp phalange bones too.
Well, Jez would know. I mean, he has them go in and out on a regular basis.
Yeah.
Well, I'm excited. Shush, Jez. I'm not done. Hold on.
Yeah. So we don't have an end date.
No, a serious one. Is Julia? Was she an actress or an actor? Sorry, as they say now. I swear I've seen her on TV, like, doing proper acting, like, not documentary stuff.
I don't think so, but I don't know her whole history. I kind of just, like, she's that good looking. I kind of, like, just sit there and drool half the time.
Dude, I'm sorry, but those photos of, like, your promo photos and stuff where you guys are just standing there, I literally turned to my husband. I just went, I'm going to leave you right now for her.
Yeah. She has this ass.
Was that you slipping off your chair?
Yeah.
It's like,
It was. It's.
Talk about cracking walnuts with that thing.
Is she married? Because if she's not, what are you doing with your life?
She's single.
Hey, you keep.
What
Paul
the fuck are you doing? Yeah. No, Paul is not allowed to be single.
For me.
You shut your mouth, Jez. If he can lock that down, he needs to lock that down immediately.
He's locking me down.
Well, she lives in Australia, for one.
Who cares? Move her over. Green card.
And two, I don't date people I work with. It's just like, the fastest way to hate someone is to work with them or live with them.
Thanks, so listen.
Were you planning on doing both?
Okay. Well, listen, I'm going to
It's going to be a big compound.
Yeah.
I'm going to be devil's advocate for you here, because I think she's that hot. Let me tell you why. I know it's maybe only of one of them, and knock on wood, but, like, I've worked with my husband he's got his company across the street in his building, which is not even close to mine. This guy is, like, next level. So he's got his deal, and yet he still works with me. And so we work together and live together, and yet we're good. I think it's possible. And I don't think you have to hate the people you work with. I think you have to find the right person to be with that you can tolerate being with all of the time. I think there is a place for it. So I'm just saying, like, if the opportunity arises itself and that woman falls in love with you and you're like, sorry, I can't work with you or date you because of one of the other, I'm going to punch you in your fucking face because she is so hot. She is so hot. You would marry up so hard.
Kelsey. And you know, you can talk about hot, but she's smart. She's
brilliant.
Driven, she's really
she's
great.
Not just a body. She's intelligent. She's athletic. She's a value add to the world. She is somebody that is women and children should look up to. She's a great example for making the world a better place. I'm just saying, like, there is no better package. And like, she's also got an amazing accent. So I guess I'm confused as to like why.
I think you are confused. I think you're going to start doing something with that microphone if you keep going down this road.
Listen, all I'm saying.
Maybe you should marry her.
Yeah.
Listen, all I'm saying is there is credit where credit is due, and she deserves all of the credrit is what I'm saying. And I'm
Paul's
thinking,
a catch too.
Paul's a great guy. I'm not disregarding that at all.
No, hang on. No,
all right, here we go. I've seen pictures of Paul working out with all of the things. I've got the people in the building that are going, oh my God, you're talking to Paul de Gelder tonight? Like, trust me, Paul gets enough on the back end of things. He's fine. I'm just saying she's gorgeous and seems like.
I'm sure she's not short of offers.
All I'm saying is that would be like the cutest couple, and it would make for a great TV and podcast. And then tiny little babies that are little ocean lover babies who learn to swim really early. I'm seeing Instagram videos. I'm just throwing it all out there.
Paul, don't do it. We're moving to Vegas. We're having a bachelor.
I feel like it would be a bad idea.
It's poison.
Okay, fine. I'm saying,
look, as tempting as it is, and like I love it to death. She's incredible, but working and living and like I've never met anyone I've been able to do that with.
Really?
I feel like there's a professional distance you need to maintain, and I'm not saying that's for everyone, but I feel like we know ourselves pretty well, and I know myself well enough that I actually really like my alone time. I like quiet. I just hang out with my dog. And then when I choose to be around people, I can make that decision and I can make the effort and go and do that. Yeah. So there's probably a reason why I'm 44 and still single. And it's not because I'm a cunt.
No one's good enough for you,
because I'm actually,
that's why.
Thank you, Jez.
No one.
Except you.
Oh,
first form ambassador.
What is that thing? Yeah, nice call. Isn't that thing? It's like if you're good, you're not good enough for anyone unless it's me. And like, I feel like he's got this stalker syndrome. Like
me, it's like me and Paul, our relationship isn't one of lovers. It's just one of love.
Fair.
So it's like, you know, he can have his alone time with me. It doesn't matter. We can be in we're going to have the same house in Vegas. I'm taking my sterilized sperm there from all the plastic.
Okay.
And like, Paul's going to have one and we can just do our own thing. Doesn't matter. But then when it's time to come together, we're like Transformers or Power Rangers, and we just form into this
Voltron.
Bigger Voltron. We're just forming into this bigger thing, and it's just going to go through Vegas, and it's just going to be like smash, 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 smash.
Well, Vegas is only 2 hours from me, and I would like to just witness. I'll just witness.
I actually hate Vegas. I actually have no desire to go to Vegas whatsoever. I went once for like Montana, 4 days.
Wherever we're going to, then we'll start our own casino in Montana. There you go.
Montana.
I only gamble with my life, Jez.
Oh my God.
Well, yeah, but
I'm not trying to put potholes in the road to happiness, but
it's just for the suits.
There's things we need to talk about in our relationship first before we get to that point. All right.
Oh, there was
We're gonna have the talk. See, this is the thing. You need two different types of people. Like Jez is the emotional, like just 100% right now. Whereas I'm a little bit older, a little wiser. Not smarter, Jez. I'm not smarter. Daddy. Just been around a little longer. And so, you know, I'm the level-headed part of this.
That's
whatever
okay.
You want, Daddy.
I'm not sure where you fit in, Kelsey.
Well, excuse me. I always fit in. I am the watcher.
I know you do. You're just going to have to wedge yourself in there somehow.
Listen, don't worry about it. I wedge myself just fine in plenty of places.
Mother figure.
That's right. I am. And that is often what I get called. And I'm perfectly fine with that, because then at least I still get to witness and not feel the pain the next day that everyone else is feeling when I just sit there and go, I told you not to do that. So it's fine. I'm cool with it.
That's the reason we're going to do it.
The pain is the real reason.
That's the point.
I don't like pain.
When someone sits there and says, don't do it, of course we're going to do it.
That's how we join the
military.
That's why I do it, though. It's reverse psychology. It's called, I want to see you do it, but you just need a little extra push to be like, no, you shouldn't do that. And you're like, fuck that. I should absolutely do that. And I'm like, man, there we go. So don't worry.
Except no one in our crew ever says you shouldn't do that.
Well, fine. Then I'll just have to find a new
like,
way to convince you to do
I can't think
things.
that ever happens if someone's like, you shouldn't do that. It just doesn't.
I literally parachuted into the ocean for 2 days and 2 nights with no food or water, surrounded by sharks, and not one single person said you shouldn't do that until after I did it, and I told myself you shouldn't do that again.
Read about it in the book.
Did you just do that? Oh my God, Jez. Oh, Jez. So Jez, you want to
send some copies out here?
Yeah, well, I need a copy. You buy
one. Paul's got copies for sale.
I will buy it. Where do I have to buy it, Paul?
Maybe you'll send it like you sent his mug. Don't you ever?
Bro, I'm in Canada. We don't have Venmo.
You don't get one.
Well, this is bullshit. This is bullshit. I feel like I'm getting fucked here, and it's not in the fun way.
Oh, that sucks. So anyway, Jez, back to our podcast.
Oh yeah.
So what's going on with you, mate? You've been out in Wales. You've been playing with cats. And,
fuck you both. I gotta go pee.
Parties.
Keep talking.
And
Jez, I'm handing it to you for a moment.
Oh, yeah, you take it, Jez.
Welcome to Veterans.
I'm still on comms. I'm just going to get another beer.
Right, Paul's going to get a beer.
I'm actually drinking my week's worth of beer on this podcast.
While I have you friends of Brass and Unity, my name is Gareth Jones. I am running for Mayor of Alberta. I want everyone to unsubscribe to this podcast. Kelsey has had enough of fame and fortune. She's asked me to take over the podcast. Everyone come over and join Veteran State of Mind. Instead, we have the same guest, basically. So if you want a guest who prepares, and if you want a guest who's thoughtful and a guest who cares, then go with Kelsey. Yeah. Oh, that's what I meant. Go with Kelsey. If you want someone who doesn't even know the difference between a guest and a host, then come over to Veteran State of Mind. You're all welcome. Just got cramp in my toe. What's going on with me, really? Not much. To be quite honest, down in London at the moment, finishing off a new book. I recommend you check out Paul's. It was a joy to work on. Let me tell you a little story about Paul as well. Oh, hang on, Kelsey's back. She's going to cut me off.
No, I'm not. What did you say?
I was going to tell you a little story about Paul.
Okay, tell me.
I'm going to tell you about the first time that we met. So I did a podcast. I was on, I think it was Global Recon podcast. So shout out John, Global Recon. We're doing a lot of free shout outs today.
I see that.
Maybe we are the communist fucks. Anyway, so I listened to a podcast. I'm going to listen to the guy that was on before me to do a bit of prep for the podcast. And of course, it was Mr. de Gelder. And I was like, fuck me, this is going to be a bit of a disappointment for the listeners going from Paul to me. But then I heard that Paul was in LA, and I was in LA at the time. So I got in touch with the podcast host, and I was like, have you got Paul's number? Because we're both going to be in LA over Christmas. I can't imagine he's going back to LA for him. And he put us together, and I gave Paul a text. We shot a few texts back and forth. And then we had a bar to meet up in, and he's like, shall I drive in or get an Uber? I'm like, mate, British squaddy and an Aussie digger. Digger, by the way, is what you call Aussie, like, grunts.
Got it.
Thank you. Bad.
Yeah, don't you went there. Come on.
Just people are thinking it. I'm like, we're meet in a bar, mate. I'm pretty sure I know which way this is going to go. And then it was just Voltron,
magnets,
Love, magnets. I can feel him from across the ocean.
I'm glad about your friendship makes me happy, because when I first started talking to Paul, I got Paul through, was it you, Jez, that you hooked me up with? Yeah, because you have been my connector. You have been my my central nucleus, and
I'm the LinkedIn of the veteran community.
You are. And then what happened was I found you through Jesse Phillips and Jake
Jesse,
Phillips.
I love Jesse.
Yes.
I'm also in love with Jesse. That's one of the things I can't tell Paul about. I also in love with Jesse.
Jesse's pretty great. And then you got me that. And then I started talking to Paul, and it went really well with Paul. And then I met you, and then I had you on the show. And the one thing that I heard the most out of the podcast I did with you was people could not get over now, because I had Paul on and you, they could put two and two together. And it was the most adorable bromance, and people genuinely commented on it. And they brought it up to me like as a standalone comment, being like, those two seem like great friends. And that is a beautiful thing to see others acknowledge from two very different episodes to actually put two and two together. And it is a nice it is nice to finally see people who genuinely care about one another to the extent that I care about, say, my friends, because it's hard to
What I
explain.
mean-
Sorry. You know who it was that
Nothing.
put you on to me, actually? It was Nate.
Nate Boyer?
Yeah, it was Nate that put you on to put us together, because I ignored the email the first time because I think I was like fucked up.
The
Like,
one that Nate sent you about me?
Yeah, I just ignored it. He was
What a
like, dude,
dick.
but then Paul said that Paul.
Well,
had
what
said
did he
this-
say?
It was both.
What did
It
he
was
say?
Paul and Nate. He was like, oh, I think this would be a good podcast for you to do, and then I just ignored it because, like, to be honest, if I'm hungover and I get emails and stuff, I just forget them. It's not like nothing against you. I do this all the time. I just like I've noticed as well, right? If I have it like, so the other week, the Afghan stuff like kind of like made me upset the other week. Obviously.
Yeah, you think?
Yeah. And,
No one could tell.
But like, you know what's crazy is I can't remember, like that week, I just blank. If you ask me now to sit down and write about that week, I have no memory of it. I think my mind just goes, you know what? You weren't very happy this week. Control Alt Delete, wipe the memory. Because like everything, because I was going through my emails like, oh, I thought I was going to have I thought I'd booked a hotel, but obviously I haven't. And then I went through my emails. I'm like, holy fuck, I booked a hotel. I have no fucking memory of booking this. Like, I think my mind just literally goes and wipes out that fucking week. It's a bit bonkers, really. But I've noticed it.
Well, it's probably because your brain's not talking to its different different lobes on the same frequency. So I went down to San Diego a couple of months ago. I got offered this free brain treatment where they basically was that through you? Was it?
That was through me.
Oh, this guy literally is the connector of all the good in the world, Paul.
Maybe you need to go and do that. I did end up with shingles the next week. So that's how low my immune system got. I don't think it was the brain treatment. It was the fact that I was in San Diego and I was staying for 2 weeks with two ex-Navy friends that drank 25 White Claw every night. So obviously I didn't want them to drink alone. And so I came home back to LA and I got shingles that week and it freaking broke me. So immune system so low, I got shingles, still couldn't get COVID. Night 3 of no sleep, I'm laying in the bathtub naked at 3 o'clock in the morning, crying like, I just want to go to sleep. I got this rash across shingles is like the sign is a big rash across half your body. And
very painful.
I use rash in a very sort of like term it's not a rash. This thing is like blisters. It feels like there's hooks underneath the rash into your muscles and your nervous system. And every time anything touches it, anytime you move, it's like your whole body's being ripped apart.
Jesus fucking
Christ.
And you know that because and like Paul's speaking as someone who has actually been ripped apart.
Yeah.
Damn it, he gets
miserable. It. Yeah. I got a pretty high pain tolerance, and this shit broke me. And I have no insurance in America either because I found a loophole. I don't want to pay American medical insurance. It's obscene. So I found a loophole. I got travel insurance from Australia for the whole year, so everything's covered. Oh. And I went back, but I went onto the website to make sure that it was, see what it covers. They'd cancelled all travel insurance because no one was supposed to be traveling. Didn't inform anyone. So I had no travel insurance, had no insurance. Fortunately, I've got a friend who's a nurse. She got me a script and boom, fixed it within 48 hours. Don't know where I was going with that story. Oh, the brain treatment. Maybe you should go get that because that's actually supposed to help a lot of people. We've had too many blows to the head. People are like, oh, did you get him in the military? No, I tripped over a stepping stone when I was 6 and smashed my head on the clothesline, the metal piece of the clothesline. You know what the doctor did? We had a hospital across the street from my house, which was very good with 3 boys. Convenient. I don't know if the x-ray machine was broken that day or we were just too poor to use it. But the doctor opened up the hole in my forehead, stuck a pair of surgical scissors in the hole and ran it across my skull to see if it would get caught in a fracture. So,
what?
Yeah. So not always.
Read about it in the book. Read about this and more of Paul's injuries in the book.
Oh my God, that's disgusting. What is wrong with him?
Yeah. So that's just one of many. The de Gelders never get sick. All my brothers and sisters that were all military within the Australian military, everyone,
that's right.
Probably not anymore, but everyone knew a de Gelder. Were artillery, medics, infantry deployed everywhere. So yeah, a lot of head trauma. And so maybe you should probably go get that, Jez. I think everyone that's taken some solid blows to the head should look into it. For the special operations guys in America, they actually do it for free. So definitely worth something to look into. I believe they have it all over the country in the US as well. So
Wave Neuro is the name of the company.
Wave Neuro or
Wave
the
Neuro?
Brain Treatment Center.
Neuro. I had them on the podcast. Check them out. I did an episode with Eric, and I forget the name of the other guy that was on the podcast, but they were great dudes.
Sean.
Sean and Eric.
You need to, Jez,
I actually don't want to get to the point where I'm not wiped. I like this thing of just my brain wiping the slate clean when I have a shit week. It's quite nice.
Nope, we shouldn't be doing that.
I'm all right with it. I'm cool with it. It's basically just like doing drugs but free.
I would agree with agree with you though. That week, like last week was, I don't know about it. Yeah, it sucked giant donkey dick, and it didn't just suck for the fact it was what it was. It sucked because of so many of the reasonings behind it, how it was handled, how it wasn't handled. If you were able to get people, if you did try to move people and the people died, it was a fucking nightmare of a week trying to cope and function with that. And I can echo that sentiment of it feels like part of that week is completely erased from my brain, with no exaggeration. It honestly, that
it's sad because this is like the absolute epitome of how you should not do an extraction of a military force. Like, you cannot believe that this wasn't done on purpose. Mm-hmm. If you think that the Biden administration didn't plan and have a deal with the Taliban to leave all of that shit there, then
they did, and I have proof of it.
I don't have any proof, but I know it anyway. It's just
you don't need it. That's what I'm saying. Is like
Paul's saying, you don't need it. It's just like there's no way. Like, so for instance, for anyone that doesn't understand the military that well, I'm sure most of your listeners probably do.
So why don't you guys give me a roundup before you start? That's what I want you to do.
Let me just say this. So the Marines had to clean the base before they left.
That's right.
The military,
their flight got
delayed does not
because
leave stuff behind on accident, right? So they had to clean the base. So do you really think that it was leaving weapons and equipment behind? And people say, oh, well, they belong to the NFA. We could have gone and got them. A lot of the stuff was just on the bigger bases that were jointly held. You know, okay, some stuff would inevitably fall into their hands, but there was a lot of stuff that didn't need to. And so when it's like, when you've got people picking up cigarette butts before they leave, but leaving Black Hawk helicopters, yes, that is a fucking deliberate move.
So what I was going to get you to do, Jess, was can you give the listeners or Paul or both of you a little bit as to what we're even talking about for those that have been blindly not paying attention to anything?
I don't want to talk to anyone.
I won't do it because I wasn't there. I know the limitation of my knowledge. I was never there. My little sister was there, so she'd have a better knowledge of it. But I think Geraint would probably lead this. I'm basically just going off the best information available to me, which is through following some of the soldiers on the ground, some of the PMCs on the ground, and people in the know. But Jez was there, so mate, I'm gonna leave it to you.
I wasn't there recently though. That's the thing. It's 10 years since I was there.
Yeah, but same with me though, but we still know, and you still have an understanding as to how this could have happened so poorly. So I think you might be one of the best ones to kind of break it down in an honest way.
I think I'm just going to go ranty now, aren't I?
But that's okay. I'm giving you the door to do that.
It's just good old fashioned politicians being cunts. They're the same the world over. Afghanistan, what happens? Taliban start winning ground. Does the government, do they go out? Do they give their troops a morale boost? Do they come out and visit the guys? No, they go on a fucking helicopter with over $100 million of cash and fuck off to the Emirates. That's what a fucking politician is in every country in the world. They are snakes. And at the first sign of trouble, get the fuck out. So what I've heard from people that were on the ground is that basically all these units were told, right, the deal's made by the Taliban, stop fighting. So this idea that the ANA and the Afghan army just gave up is not really true. They were told by their government to stop fighting. That's very different to, well, we're just going to give up. Now, other units that did give up, yeah. But you know what? If I was fucking surrounded and given an option to live or not live, and I knew my government would fucking offer the $100 million in a helicopter, I'd probably give up too. So all these people are saying, you know what fucking pissed me off? Motherfuckers who never gonna fucking had to fight a day in their life saying, oh, the Afghan army don't have any spine for a fight. Well, you don't have any fucking spine for the fight, you little cunt. Maybe you've done 1 6-month tour in Afghanistan. These fuckers been fighting, or some of these blokes, 10 years straight, no breaks. Oh, they don't have any spine for the fight. Shut up. Oh, go on, Kelsey. Interject.
No, love. I agree with you. You're not wrong. I mean, I do love the small dig that I just got from you without you realizing it. Listen, some of us only do one tour and some of us only fight as one tour. But that's my point.
The Afghan army don't have any fights in them.
No, exactly. But it is being said, and that's what's really disgusting, is because these people did fight alongside of us and they never ever got to leave and go on HLTA and get breaks and get danger pay and get to go inside of FOBs and have Tim Hortons and have Pizza Hut. And then
but also on the other side of that, was there any doubt in your mind that the Taliban weren't going to roll over him?
The speed.
Exactly.
The speed. I didn't think they were going to roll over them.
I
thought they were going to grind it out.
And everyone knew it was going to go back to the warlords.
I thought it would take, but at the end of the year, deals would start to get made. People would start, and I did not see this coming, and I don't think anyone did, because I don't think anyone thought that they would get told to stop fighting. I don't think anyone saw. Because one of the only reasons that they were able to advance so quickly is because they took all the fucking, all of a sudden they've got all these Humvees and the equipment.
And all this equipment and the labs and the Blackhawks.
Like, people underestimate just what a difference some good communication equipment will make.
Mm-hmm.
And that makes a massive...
Which now the Taliban has. They're one of the most well-equipped fighting forces in the world now, thanks to America.
They have more equipment than the Canadian military has.
Yeah, and probably the Australian.
Easily.
That's because of the strategic look. The reason there's been so many wars fought in Afghanistan, from Alexander the Great, shout out Stephen Pressfield, the Afghan campaign.
I love it. I love it so much.
You gotta shout out your mates. So the reason that you should get Stephen Pressfield on, by the way, he's fucking amazing.
Well, when you make the connect, I'll have him on the show.
Well, the reason that Afghanistan has so many wars fought there is because its strategic location, basically it sits on the crux between, it's always been empires, but realistically it's still kind of empires now because of America, obviously, has interjected themselves into it as well.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a few things going on here. One of the, there's ISIS are present in Afghanistan. And even though I do think ISIS and the Taliban are obviously more closely ideologically aligned than, say, America and the ISIS or America and the Taliban, they are different forces. Right. And I think one of the things that we're going to see now is the Taliban fighting ISIS with American backing. But the other thing is that, Afghanistan, correct me if I'm wrong, shares a border with China. It shares a border with Iran. It shares a border with Pakistan. And I think that America is basically just eating this kind of realist pill of, you know what, if we can't beat them, let's be the fucking ally. And then they know that there's no way that they can be their ally publicly because America's not going to swallow that after 20 years of war. But look, let's take emotion out of it for a minute. America's allies, let's look at a couple of the strongest allies. Germany, Japan, Great Britain. They broke away from Great Britain. We have fought several wars against America, including the war that started it all. We're now best of fucking friends. America and Japan have a very fucking strong relationship. America nuked Japan twice, 75 years ago. Now they're close friends. So the idea that they will not become allies with the Taliban is just absolutely bonkers. They will become allies. It's going to be underground at first, but within
it's already happened.
Get sent to the concentration camps. We will see America and the Taliban having a working relationship openly.
Well, and
the only problem there is the human abuse violations.
Mate, do they give a fuck?
Bro, we're with Saudi Arabia.
America and Saudi Arabia like this. Oh!
But I'm saying that. That's what I mean. Like, China is one of the biggest human abuse countries on the planet, and they're in bed with everyone. They're in bed, as much as the diplomatic ties fall apart, where do we get every fucking thing we have from? China. Yeah, and they just turn a blind eye to it. It's like Australia's the same. They're no different. Indonesia took over West Papua. Most people around the world haven't even heard of this place. So Papua New Guinea, there's East and there's West. It's just West Papua and Papua New Guinea. Indonesia took over. They're doing a full genocide massacre for the fucking mineral wealth, soil and all that stuff. Indonesia said outspokenly to Australia, mind your own business.
Right.
What does Australia do? Mind your own business.
Yeah. I mean,
it's what governments do.
It goes, man. It's like, and look, you know, and this is one of the things that winds me up about people, you know, with like someone like the British government who sells arms to Saudi Arabia, which get used to kill kids in Yemen. You know, it's for them to have a leg to stand on to say, well, you've got to do this because you might kill grandma. Okay, well, we know I might kill grandma if I pass something on. We know for a fact you are killing children.
Yeah.
So how come we don't address that? How about we fucking address what you're doing? Oh, because it's lying in your fucking pockets. And anyone that's
it's inconvenient truth.
Anyone that's out there to trust government and stuff, I'm sorry, but you're a fucking whale omelet. You are as thick as a whale omelet. Paul, I know you don't like whale omelets, so I'm not, I should have used a better, I
don't think whales lay eggs, so it's a mute point.
Yeah.
No. You make the omelet with eggs and then you put whale meat in the middle of it.
Oh,
no, you don't.
Clearly you don't eat many
I'll
omelets.
harpoon your ass if you do that.
I'll come and cook some for you. I only eat deceased whale. Natural, died the natural cause.
Have you ever actually smelt whale?
I stood next to
one of the most
whale
horrid,
once,
disgusting things ever on the planet. I can't believe people actually would want to eat that.
Mate, look, at the end of the day, gains is gains. But I went down to a beach once. Where one had washed up. It was on Trestles Beach in Southern California. There's one washed up there. And you could smell it as soon as you got out of the car, man. It was mental. But you know what, though? Like, I gotta say, okay, let's get off Afghanistan. Fuck that place. I love the people, but like, it's just making me angry. I want to talk about conservation and stuff because I gotta say, right, Paul's brand of conversation. Well, actually, it is his brand of conversation. I never thought that I would seriously see myself having a future where I didn't eat meat and all that stuff. Now, I gotta say, there's no way I'm ever stopping drinking milk. Just ain't gonna happen, right? I'm still taking a hard stance on that one. Taking a hard stance on that one.
Cow cum.
I don't give a fuck, mate. I got no issues with that either.
Drink that shit.
I'll drink that stuff. I'll drink this. I'll drink
full
whatever.
of pus and blood and hormones and.
Mate, I genuinely don't care. As we said earlier in the podcast, blood sports. I don't fucking care. So, and look, at the end of the day, there's very much a difference between, you know, some farm and another farm. We can go into that. But what I will say is that, like, some people out there will send you videos of slaughterhouses and try and like shock you or guilt trip you into it. All that does, I think, is put people's backs up and like, because you come in and tell someone, it's the same with like vaccinations and stuff right now. If I wanted to convince everybody to get vaccinated, the way to go about it is probably not to say you're a fucking shit person. It's like, all right, you know what, mate, you kind of lost me now. Yep. Whereas like, you know, Paul's thing is just like to just have a conversation a bit. And I think as well to be like, look, I used to think that way. And then, you know, and to also to admit that, you know, a fucking beef burger is delicious. And that's a fact. A beef burger is
okay.
Yeah, but like, I miss seafood a lot. I grew up on seafood, spearfishing with my grandfather. I have this emotional connection to eating seafood. It's one of the things I most miss, but it's also one of the biggest reasons I had to stop consuming it was because I care so much about it.
Exactly, mate. And like, so for me, it's like, I think, and this is why I think, like, I don't know, some people call them pets. You might call them, I call mine child. I think having a connection, like, so the connection I've had with my cat Poppy that I found on a road, if anyone's listening and single and hot right now, I found this cat on a road in a snowstorm. I took it back. That's the kind of guy I am, getting my DMs. You know, but like with her, I for the first time really understood that I'm like, Jesus Christ, this cat isn't like just this fucking furry thing like an automaton, like AI or whatever. This cat has, whatever you want to call it, a soul, consciousness or something. And then I got to be honest.
It's the personality that gets you.
I do try and talk to the sheep and stuff like that around my house. They ain't on the same level as Poppy. But then again, most humans are not on the same level as other humans. But it's definitely made me think, like, in the last years, I was talking to my friend about this the other week. And I was like, you know what? Like, because I do eat meat a lot less now. My rule with meat now is basically, if I go to the shop and it's on, like, you know, they have it on the last day and they put it on the clearance price. I'm like, well, it's already dead. I know it's just going in the bin otherwise. So I'm going to eat it. Right?
It's also so rotted it has no like
nutritional
so rotted,
benefit. Mate. It's still fresh.
It's so rotted, dude.
You know, rotted? I'm not talking about the whale on Trestles Beach here. This is food in a shop.
You know they pump those fucking pieces of meat with chemicals to make them look like they're red. Fresher than they are, and by the time they're actually rotted, they are fucking like rancid.
But it ain't rotting. What kind of shops do you go to in LA that's rotting
Dude,
meat?
any supermarket does the same thing because they all come from the same group of factory farming slaughterhouses. They fucking run them through chemical machines that pump them full of like carbon monoxide and garbage like that to make them seem like they're already red and like juicy when they're already fucking traveled.
I don't think you can do that
2 weeks.
mate.
And yeah, you can do it anyway. You can do it anyway.
I'm gonna look that up, mate. All right, we're putting a point of contention on that one. But what
it's real, man. The animal agriculture industry is without scruples at all.
I gotta Google this. So what we're saying? British meat carbon monoxide, yeah.
Treated meat to make it look fresher.
Right.
They do that. I do know that is a normal thing that is done, especially in North America.
Dude, we're down to the last antibiotics that we have. Because all of the antibiotics, 80% of the antibiotics in the are fed to factory farmed animals. Okay, so everyone's talking about, if you're a vegan, you've got to have supplements like B12. Yeah, motherfucker. Did you realize that most of the B12 are given to the animals that you eat? So you're supplementing through that animal because they're not getting it from the corn and soy and shit that they're being fed. You're just basically cutting out the middleman by eating more plant-based.
When we come down to the States.
I got a picture here, a gas meat versus ungassed. And I do think that maybe there's something different in Britain because the ungassed looks like what it looks like in a shop here. But the American one definitely looks like, because when you go to a store in America, the meat section, it is bright red.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely concede that is a thing. I don't know if it is a thing over here. But I definitely think there's a different, if I go and buy mince here, it looks brown. It doesn't look red. So
when we go down to the place in California, when we go down to Valencia,
I should go in the shop now. I should just go to the shop now and just take this on my phone.
Well, if it's brown, then it just means it's already turning rancid.
Yeah, but mate, like your body,
it's like fish oil. It's like fish oil tablets.
Oh, don't tell me you're not supposed to eat those now,
dude. That is literally
nothing left to eat.
It's literally rancid fat from fish. Because it's been stored in these capsules for so long, it's turned rancid.
Like you're breaking him, Paul. Paul, you're breaking him mid-show.
As his friend, that is my job.
No. Look what I got.
Vegan Omega 3, 6, and 9.
There you go. You can get it from all the other places. You just cut out the middleman.
What with it? Vegan protein, combat fuel. Vegans out there, get it down here.
I like the label.
You're giving me a stiffy.
Oh God, we're back onto stiffies again. Like how often?
Let me go get my wanking machine.
Oh Christ, he does need one. Isn't that the hand attached to you?
I'm just going to pee again. See,
you are
do you see what happens, Kelsey? We have the smallest bladders in the world for some reason.
I haven't had to go yet.
I did actually go. I was very shocked. I had to pee so bad. You won.
I'm drinking beer,
I drank 3 of these today too.
You got to have a speed reload. You've been getting up to get your beers. Why don't you just have the speed reloads ready?
Yeah, why is the fridge not
what is the beer speed reload?
A reload?
The fridge should be next to the toilet.
You got to have one on deck, like right in front of you. So you don't have to keep getting to get one.
I take the lid off the toilet, put ice in that, and keep the beers in there.
Well, if it's closer.
It's closer to where I'm pissing.
Well,
so vegan stuff, right?
Yeah.
I do think that there is a shift coming. And I do think that it's something that like, I don't know if it'll be in our lifetime because I do think there's obviously like so much catching up to do. But I can buy into the idea that the West will mostly go meatless in like.
I don't think that's necessary for everyone. We're not we're not trying to create this utopia of peace and love and equal animal. Well, most people, a lot of vegans are trying to create equal animal rights, and that's great. That's fine. Promote it as much as you want. It's an unrealistic thing to think that everyone's going to be able to do that or everyone's going to want to do that. That's fine. But if we can just shift it to as many people as possible, then we start to reverse the effects of the climate change that is happening because of the animal agricultural industry. And that's all, for people that are trying to help the environment, that's the main thing that they're trying to do. For people that give a fuck about animals, they want all animal slaughter to stop. And I fucking admire that. I hate cruelty in every form. But if we can just change the way that most people are eating in a small way, we're going to make a huge difference.
I like how Paul's invisible.
I know it's the best when I know. I'm just staring at his cushion. So Paul, what do you say to the stuff that's going on in terms of there's these the scientists and things that are starting to look at growing essentially meat in a lab that doesn't have like a head and like consciousness, but there's still okay. I just curious. Okay.
No, I think it's very scary, and the fact that people like Bill Gates are in charge of that, who are also in charge of the vaccines, and they also bought up. Bill Gates bought. He's the single largest landowner in the US, and he's in bed with the people that have bought all the patents on all of the seed that try and destroy farmers and things like that. I think the monopoly is the thing that is most terrifying. And look, I admire scientists that are trying to create this stuff out of the goodness of their heart, not just for like science, but it's scary. I wouldn't eat that shit. Like, I eat a whole food plant-based diet for the main part. Occasionally I want a burger. Maybe I'll have a Beyond Burger or an Impossible Burger. I'll try it out. Not the hugest fan in the world, but and people bitch about tofu as well, soy. If you get non-GMO organic soy, I don't see the problem. Other people might have papers that cite this. Other people have papers that cite that. It's very much like the political debate, the coronavirus debate. People are divided exponentially more now than they ever have been in human society. It's very hard to get the right information because everyone has different scientific backing to say one thing or the other. So you just have to do the best that you can. And for me, in my heart and soul, I do not want to inflict cruelty or suffering on another living being. I know what it's like to be eaten. It sucks. And so I wouldn't want other beings to have to go through that and live a life of suffering and horrific conditions either. And so I've just chosen to, live my life as an example, not be a hypocrite. I stand up for the planet and the world and trying to keep our human civilization alive and as healthy as possible. And so the worst leaders I've ever had in my life are the military leaders that were do as I say, not do as I do. The best leaders that I've ever had are the ones that lead by example. And so I always strive to be that sort of person. I'm not going to preach. I'm not going to badger you with information. I'm going to live my life the way that I see is the best possible way. And if people can take inspiration from that and realize that you're not going to be a skinny, smelly, tree-hugging hippie by going plant-based, then cool. Look, it's not that simple. It's not that complicated. People like, how are you like working out as hard as you are and have the size that you have plant-based? I'm like, well, I eat lots of food and I lift heavy weights and I exercise. It's not that complicated. I get all my nutrients. It's pretty easy. We have the wealth of the world's knowledge within a few keystrokes. You want to learn about how to get all your nutrients on the internet. It's very, very easy. Some of my friends, and one of the reasons I went plant-based was because of Damien Mander, who runs the International Anti-Poaching Foundation in Africa. I was out there shooting a documentary with him. He's plant-based in the middle of bumfuck Zimbabwe. How? So what's my excuse in Los Angeles?
You can read more about it in the book Uncaged by Paul de Gelder.
Oh my God, Jez. Could you have done that any better? Oh my goodness.
Get my boys back.
No,
yeah, we know. I think what you said though, man, is like, it's so true. That like, if you just go out and live your life, and obviously like, it's one of the good things about social media, you make it known, but you don't preach it, and then just let your story do the talking. You don't have to go, you don't have to force it down people's face. It's like, people will just go, oh, I'm fucking watching this dude for a year now on Instagram and he's not got any smaller and he's still lifting weights and he's still a vegan. Maybe there's something, and I think that's the way.
Something to be said.
That's the way to do it. I'm watching him for a couple more years to see if he goes, and then if he doesn't, then I'm in there.
some people are changed by the in-your-face shit. Okay, like you were saying earlier, not everyone's the same. Not everyone receives information the same way. Some people are actually changed by watching horrific documentaries like Dominion. Some people are changed by informative movies like The Game Changers, where they showed that men's dicks were actually harder and got more boners in the middle of the night when they were plant-based.
Well,
some people are, some people are influenced the way that I was influenced, through having friends that were doing it and going, okay, these are big fucking, like, muscly, athletic, driven individuals. If they can do it, then there's no reason that I shouldn't do it. If it's not necessary to pay for the slaughter of animals, then why should I do it? Why should I be a part of that? And, that just makes me feel good in my soul. And then, there's so many arguments. There's so many arguments for it. There's so many arguments against it. They have people talking about the fact that more animals per capita are killed by the harvesters going through and killing all of the ground mice, the birds, the insects, through harvesting all the grain and the food and stuff for the vegans. But 80% of all that food grown is actually fed to the animals, so you can eat the animals. Most of the water consumed is consumed by those animals, or for those crops to feed those animals. And so it makes sense to me in a way that, look, if I can just create as little harm as I can, then that works for me. If you think maybe that works for you as well, then cool.
Yeah, because like you're gonna inadvertently at some point probably run over something in your car. You're gonna hit insects, definitely, but it's like you're not going to go, there's this idea that you can go through life without harming another human being mentally, for instance, is not going to happen. You're going to fuck someone up mentally, guaranteed. And you're going to kill some animals, guaranteed, one way or another. Like that's life. And it's like, if you spend, as you do, so much time in wildlife, you're just watching it. I mean, because I live in the countryside back home. You go outside for 5 minutes, everything is just killing everything. Like everything.
Mostly poppy.
It's like, there's no way that you can go through life and not be a part of that. But it's just like you said, just making that limitation on it. And I think that to me, like you said, everyone's different. For me, the most convincing argument is, if you don't have to inflict terror on something else, then why inflict terror on something else?
Yeah. You know what scares me the most about living in LA is, especially coming from Australia, that's one thing. The other one, definitely that's one thing. Especially going on Hinge and stuff. But I see no wildlife. There is no bugs. There is very little bird life. Like, coming from Australia, where it's everywhere, knowing that that's potentially because of all of the Monsanto, now Bayer, GMO, glyphosate, and all the genetically modified crops where nothing is allowed to live. And that basically creates dead zones of life throughout massive swathes of the country. There is no life here except for human life.
And
that's scary.
In the hills. That's it.
Yeah, but troubling. even they're killed. Like the people seem to think that, we need to kill these cougars and these, not the cougars, the women. They love them. Yeah, but the
you are talking about LA, Paul.
Oof. Yeah. God, exactly. I miss LA.
Come back soon, guys.
Miss those cougs.
Yeah. And they say we need to, but all around America, we need to kill these predators because they're preying on our animals, and the deers are preying on our crops and things like that. Well, that's because you've killed the predators, you've put nature out of balance, and now they don't have enough. It's like we don't have an infestation of any animal except for humans. We're encroaching on all of that land that they're supposed to be living in and thriving in and keeping the ecosystem healthy and balanced. We're doing it. It's not the animals doing it. Like, it's just, it doesn't make any sense to me. Like,
nice
the moment the humans interfere with nature is the moment that we fuck it up.
Well, and that's what it seems like here as well.
That's the thing, that we are part of nature. We are an animal. We are a part.
We are. We're the part of the animal kingdom
we're
that
the cancer
just,
part that just consumes and multiplies.
But maybe that's what we're supposed to do, though. Like, maybe that is our path. I'm not saying that it is. I'm just playing devil's advocate here. Maybe our role in the universe is to consume everything, and then maybe that, you know, because there's some things like, you know, like some animals.
And that's why past civilizations have destroyed themselves. So we're just on a path to destroying ourselves like every other past civilization.
So I won't get my DMT pen. No, I haven't got one of those. Honestly, police are listening. I haven't got a DMT pen.
Do you not at that house?
Oh no. So we'll get it. Do a blast on it. That'd be quite cool. Feel like we're getting there.
I mean, I would like to witness all three of this again with DMT pens in each hand. Jess is just off living his own life. Paul's swimming on the couch. Yeah. It'll be perfectly fine. But it's interesting to see because it seems like we are part of the animal kingdom, very much so. But it seems like just because we've been able to change our surroundings and adapt a little bit better, I still don't think it gives us the right to fuck with everything. And we're doing that here as well. We have Stanley Park. We've got these coyotes on the loose, and one nipped a kid the other day. And they're like, well, we have coyotes. What are we going to do about it? Well, we have them because you've literally enclosed on them, where you've given them no space to live, function, breathe, or even have anything to hunt. No wonder they're hunting other things. It's not a shock. It's a direct correlation. It's a very obvious problem, but yet we continue to do it and then wonder why the problems are happening. No one is stopping it. It's no different here than it is in LA. It's no different in LA than it is anywhere else in the United States or in Canada. We encroach and we grab up more land as much as we possibly can to hoard as many resources as possible. And then at the end of the day, we sit there and go, why is everything dying? Why is all of this failing? It's, well, we've done it. Yeah. We've chose dollars over a healthy ecosystem. We've chose dollars over the well-being of our children. We've chose dollars over the well-being of our own society because it makes it easier. And easier to people is always going to be the route. If you can make it A to B, no one's going to question what happens between A and B, as long as A and B is fast, quick, and effective.
Yeah, but I don't know if I'd agree with that, because I don't think it is the easy option for everyone. Like, don't get me wrong. There are some people, and it's usually a few people who benefit from shortcuts and stuff. But the majority of people, if I'm struggling to raise my kids and it's a question of feeding my kids, or like with factory farming, I'm not going to give a fuck about those animals. I'm just not, because I have bigger fucking problems with just feeding my kids.
Right. Why can't you choose to feed your kids without providing for the factory farming animals? All it takes is information. And the thing with the internet now is there's no excuse for ignorance.
Well, I'm not saying there is, but we haven't got to this point with the internet and stuff. Like, the reason we're at this point is generations after generations reinforcing the same patterns, right? So
intergenerational traumas.
A lot of people don't know there's a problem until they know there's a problem. So unless those people have a moment, like for me meeting you, Paul, unless someone has that moment, they might not realize that anything that they're doing is, like
damaging.
They're not going to have the time.
And that's why they think obesity is genetic, cancer is genetic, type 2 diabetes is genetic. None of that shit is genetic. It's all
don't know what you don't
directly correlated to your diet.
I know that, right? You know that, but for a lot of people, you don't know what you don't know, and like you're out there telling people.
And that's why coronavirus is killing them off.
Yeah, but John Joseph is out there telling people. But you know who else is out there telling people? Multi-billion-dollar marketing companies that are saying the opposite. Who are doing
absolutely?
You fucking Delaware, fucking people. You fucks in Delaware are out there saying the opposite. I tied it back in and put a little bow on it, but that's because you're right. The information is out there, but then so is the fucking information, quote unquote, from the people who are like, yeah, don't do any exercise, just have injections for your whole life. That's how we'll deal with you. And unfortunately, here's the other thing as well, right? I'm not saying that we're above average intelligence, but there's some pretty fucking.
It's because you're not a Navy clearance diver.
There is some pretty thick people out there, and unfortunately, I think a lot of people is whatever you hear first will stick,
right?
And that will be the case. I don't know. At the end of the day, I don't like fat people. Well, it's not like I don't like fat people, but I do have my issues with fat people. Get off the fucking ass and go do something. But that's
I just want effort.
The point. But I'm trying to be nicer to them, because at the end of the day, I can see how it happens. Like, I don't hate fat people really. I was just trying to fail and make a joke. But, I I can see how it happens, because you are dealing with, one, human nature, I think, wants you to be lazy, probably because we're trying to conserve calories, because back in the day, if you got food, it was probably a good idea to then chill your ass out so you don't burn through all the calories very quickly. So I think there's part of it. But then you are.
Well, it's just like racism. Everything is learnt. You're learning that from the people that are raising
behavior.
you, and yeah, exactly. And these kids that are growing, I see them out here in America, and I can't even talk shit because Australia now has more per capita fat children than America. It's because of this cycle of uneducated, ignorant parents raising their children under what I would call child abuse.
Kelsey, where did you learn to be a racist?
Well, I just learned that around my, back where I used to live. And then in the military, we all did a great job.
Military's a great place.
Oh yeah,
It's
did you
a
hear
great
that
place
the
to
Marines
raise
are now all the Marines are now neo-Nazis?
neo-Nazis. Yeah.
Yeah,
My buddy
yeah.
TMR was on the cover of that. Vice decided to say that all the Marines are neo-Nazis, which frankly, that is a disgusting statement, and Vice should be reprimanded for that severely.
Who
because
listens to
that
Vice?
is, well,
I would listen to the people that are paid by Monsanto's marketing company before I listen to anything that Vice puts out. They are fucking ridiculous.
fair, but think about how many people who don't know any different are reading that, and then they're going, great, now the Marines are neo-Nazis.
And here we are again, unfortunately.
Especially the Mexicans, all the African Americans,
Yes.
all the Asians, and all the
Yes.
Jewish in there. They're probably the worst ones.
They're the worst ones.
Yeah.
They're the worst.
Yeah, they're the
All
ones
those
that look
people at different
We've
colors
all worked
saving
with the
each
Marines.
other's.
We've seen them. They're all white people.
Yeah.
Oh,
all those people at different
All of
colors
them. They're all white.
saving each other's lives, just racists.
Yeah.
Dying for your
because
friend
that's
of a
the
different
first
color,
thing.
total racist.
Yeah, let him bleed out. Let him bleed
Yeah.
out, because why would you save the guy beside you if he wasn't white? Who the fuck? I want to know. Genuinely, I want to know who wrote that, and then who cleared that and was like, I'm good with this.
I know exactly what he looks like.
Tell me the
5'6",
answer.
Can't bench 100 kilos. He's got little kind of like fluffy, kind of dark hair. Got
Yeah.
glasses
With a bit of
on.
pink on top.
Yeah, well, I don't think
Likes
he's
to be
gone that. I don't
called.
think he's
Likes
gone
to be
that
called
far.
they.
Doesn't have his
Ooh,
pronouns in his bio, but asks people for theirs because he wants to show how in touch he is, and he never gets laid. That's who
Oh,
it
yeah.
is. All
That's
these
the guy.
fuckers
By
are just
humans.
chasing
By
vaginas.
humans. Never gets laid by humans.
Look, at the end of the day, if you want to cancel this if you want to cancel all this woke bullshit, women need to go and start putting it out more, because all the lads that are pushing this woke stuff are people who can't get laid. If people
But
start getting
you
laid,
can't
more,
blame,
you
but
can
fuck
cure
you though a
woke
little bit,
overnight.
right? But like, fuck you though, right? Why is that on the women to make the man feel good
Because
about
they don't want to
themselves?
sleep with
If
me,
you
'cause they're
fuck you, if
straight.
you don't know, shut up,
They're
Jez.
straight.
Shut up. If you don't have the wherewithal or the balls or the whatever the fuck you want to call it to grow some confidence and walk up to a woman and just say, hey, how's it going? Then you don't deserve to get laid.
But that's
Fucking
why
Whoa.
we get woke. But that's why we get woke.
wait,
So those people
wait.
will then become woke.
You put that
I
finger
don't
down,
have
Paul.
the balls. I don't have the balls to walk up to a woman and say, hey, I don't. I never have. I've got no game whatsoever. I'm terrible at it. I don't have the confidence because I don't want to
believe
get shut
any
down.
of that.
And it's even worse now
Lies.
that I have robot bits.
You're full of
because
shit.
No, I'm
the worst
100%
liar.
serious.
I've seen you
I'm
work.
100% serious. I never
Thanks, Jess.
I never walk up to chicks. I never like hit on
Because
them.
you
ever.
don't need to, Paul.
How are you grabbing
That's
a
not the
microphone?
point.
Like,
Because I'm infuriated that he's even saying that he doesn't have the confidence. This fucking host of Shark Week, like going to be a New York Times bestseller, fucking human Iron Man, who's got an Australian accent, who's a fucking white dude with a beard, doesn't have the balls to walk up to a woman. You could stand in line and more women would walk up to you and offer to suck your dick right now, Paul, than any other human I know. I disagree with that at all.
Firstly, that's untrue. And secondly, that only happened 10 years ago. And so previous Paul also didn't have the balls to walk up to a woman. And look, the reason I say this, like I didn't have any confidence with girls whatsoever. Once I know a girl is interested in me, then I'm good to go. But I would never approach a girl before because I didn't have the confidence. And now I don't approach girls because even no matter what you think, because you know me, but I am not everyone's cup of tea. And I don't want to put like, I got a prosthetic leg, I got a prosthetic arm, whatever. I don't want to put someone else in a position to have to reject me because I'm not what they're after, and I don't want to put myself in a position to get rejected for something that I can't control. And so I don't. Once I know a girl is interested, fine. So I reject the claim that you said, if people don't have the balls, men don't have the balls to walk up to women and say, hey, let's fucking root, then don't deserve it, because that's bullshit. But I get what you're saying at the same time.
Yeah, you don't.
Look, and I'm just saying, I'm not saying that this is the way that they should be. I'm just saying, if we want to cure wokeism, there needs to be some vagina thrown around. Because
there's plenty of women. Okay, who's going to fund the vagina then? Because I think we need to have that conversation.
I will check my pockets and the back of the sofa, and I will, hang on, what we got here? I will start the fund off with 10p.
I got real nervous there when you stood up, because I do remember you saying you didn't have pants on. And then when you stood up, I was like, oh no.
I put some on.
Oh no.
Oh, God damn it. I wish that was true.
Right?
No, I have to go soon. I got about 5 minutes.
That would have been amazing.
I'm going to go to the shop.
That's all right. That's all right. We're gonna
go buy some carbon monoxide.
We've been going for 2 hours and 40 minutes already.
I haven't even had a pee yet.
I know. I'm so proud of you.
It's Wednesday, and I've already drunk 5 beers. That's pretty much my whole week's worth of beers.
I know. I'm really proud of you.
Get yourself on a flight. I'll get the Albanians over, and then by the time you land, party time.
Well, I am going to be in United States of America in October. So why aren't you coming to America in October?
Because I'm not allowed. Fuckers, they won't let me. You got to do 2 weeks in a. Okay, this is going to be my last COVID rant of the podcast.
All right.
So obviously, we want to stop COVID spreading, right? So instead of allowing people to fly direct from Britain to America to stop the spread, you've got to go to a South American country, spend 2 weeks there, and then go to America. So add a developing nation onto your travel list for 2 weeks. Instead of just be in the UK, take a test, prove negative, fly to the US, you've got to go to South America.
You actually have to do that?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Hey, that's nothing. Okay. I know I'm a ghost right now, but I'm listening. All right. So my business partner, Ian, who is running my Striker Coffee Company, blatant plug, he's moving from Sydney to Queensland, which is, for people who don't understand, New South Wales is Sydney is in New South Wales. Queensland is the next state up.
Okay.
He's moving from New South Wales to get the fuck out of there to run the coffee company and his new business up in Queensland. He has to quarantine for 2 weeks in fucking Australia, traveling between the states.
Mental.
What?
They want to bring that into the States as well. Biden said that he won't rule that out in the States.
Well, they're doing something like that in Canada where you can't go between province to province. So it's the same.
And you got to pay for it yourself. It's
that too. Yeah, that's us too.
And you know what? Who called all of this last year? Oh, yeah, called it fucking last year. And everyone said I was a crazy conspiracy theorist. Well, fuck you. I was fucking right on all this stuff. And I wish I wasn't. I really wish I had not been right on this stuff. I wish I'd been fucking wrong on it.
Well, we had this similar thing. So like when I had to go down to the States, we had to do COVID tests. So we did the COVID test to go into the States, went in the States, and there was no restriction. You could go among the Americans and it was no problem. When we come back, we have to do a negative COVID test 72 hours before. And if you hit 73 hours, they will not accept the test. And then once we drove in that night, we couldn't even fly in, because if we flew in, we had to go to a concentration hotel that we have to pay $2,000 for 3 nights. You cannot leave the hotel. It was similar to like you, Paul, except we didn't have to do the 14 days. We just had to do that. Even if you were a resident of the province and you had a house to go quarantine in, if you flew in, you had to spend $2,000 per person and go to this hotel. So then we found a loophole that if you drive up to the border and walk across, then you just get to quarantine. You don't have to do the hotel. So if you can drive, you're fine. But if you fly, you're fucked, which makes no sense. So we did it that way. So get this, we drive in on a Friday night to come home. The Monday, the announcement was coming out that if you are a vaccinated traveler and you're driving in, you don't have to quarantine. But because we came in on the Friday, we would have to abide by the 14-day quarantine, irregardless if we were vaccinated. So we missed the deadline by 3 days. But so that means that we had to quarantine, even though the same people didn't have to quarantine, only because we missed it by 3 days, which makes no logical sense. and they've kept the borders closed in Canada. We still can't travel out of Canada without any of these restrictions. And now it's interprovincial. So now there's a health code where you can't travel to, say, Kelowna, BC. So if I want to drive 4 hours to go up to Kelowna, you can't, because it's not within your healthcare area. So you literally can't leave, and they have people checking your papers and will turn around and send you or fine you. It's just astronomically.
Wow.
It's no different here. We have the same thing, except we're already implementing it, and we've had it been going since January of this year, and it's not getting worse. They were supposed to open the border twice now. They refused to open the border. Canadian Border Services have went on strike because they were allowing Americans to fly in with no quarantine, but we could not fly out. So that's a problem. Anybody who says that's not a problem, it's
Australia's the same. Like you're not allowed. I don't understand. Like Australia's similar, whereby, like, so I had to go back in March to film for 3 months, and that's the only reason that I actually abided by it, because I was going to be there for so long. And it sucked. 14 days locked in a room by yourself, no human contact. There's no fresh air. I couldn't open a window. There was no balcony. There was no sunlight, because I had a building on one side of my window, a building on the other side, and a building across the street. And so I had this tiny little triangle of sunlight every day. The food, like the breakfast, was like a tiny little packet of cereal, a banana, and a chia seeds. I'm 200 pounds. So I had to Uber Eats every single meal, plus being plant-based. You imagine the food that they sent. It was garbage. But the only reason I was allowed to leave, was because I've spent more time here in the States than I have in Australia. So there's all these little rules like you're talking about. You're not allowed to leave the country. How does that make any fucking sense at all? I understand people coming into the country because every single outbreak, 2 people is an outbreak in Australia.
Yeah.
Every single outbreak they had was from people coming in from overseas, the international flight hostesses infecting the bus driver that would drive them somewhere. But you're not allowed to leave. That's like Cuba,
it's fucked up.
North Korea.
That's a problem.
Without the government's approval, you're not allowed to leave the country. When does this become less about a fucking virus and more about government control, when they won't allow you to leave their country?
Last year. Guys, I have to run. The shop closes.
Okay, Jez is out. Jez, go do your thing.
Yeah,
I love
he's
you
got to
guys.
go get tequila.
Thanks for doing the Commonwealth episode. I'm going to go and buy some rotten meat.
All right, I'll talk to you later, buddy. All right, Paul, it's just you and I. All right, love. All right, Paul. Well, listen, I think if anything, we have given our listeners plenty of things to think about, question, wonder what they're doing wrong in their lives and ways to improve them. And I think I appreciate you taking the time, and I appreciate Jez taking the time wherever he is molesting Poppy and buying his rotten meat. But I'm grateful for you guys in my life, not only as just being able to have you on the show, but I'm honestly grateful to have you guys in my life as friends and know that I have a subset of individuals that aren't blind and that are paying attention and that care about the well-being of each other, whether that is through food, nutrition, or just the absolute human rights to be able to travel and live our lives as human beings. And I'm stoked that you could come on. We're going to definitely drop in all the links for you and make sure that everyone go listen to the Dirt Down Under. I'm really excited for what's going to come for that podcast. I'm excited because you have a really dope human that's running it with you. So we know you won't fuck it up because she's going to make sure of that. And at a very least, I'm grateful to get to educate our listeners a little bit more about other people's perspectives on what's going on in the world, whether it's from factory farming, vegan, to, just the personal experience of yourself, what Jez has been through on his own and what he continues to do and try to keep an open and honest conversation going up while trying to dodge Instagram's, not their horrible restrictions. Either way, you guys are definite value adds to society, and it's good to have more and more of you out there talking the way you are. So I appreciate you taking the time, Paul.
Of course, mate. And you know what? It's nice to have. It's nice to set the example for the people out there. The three of us don't agree on everything. We agree on a lot of stuff. We don't agree on everything. but it doesn't matter. It doesn't take away from the fact that we're friends and we can have a debate on certain things that we don't agree on and still end the conversation still being mates. Like
Right.
we don't have to follow a party line. We can have our own thoughts. We can be individuals. We can have our own creativity. We can share this knowledge between the three of us. And even if we do disagree, we can still end up as friends and as, you know, just human beings that are trying to do the best that we can in this world, which I believe personally that we all are trying to do. And so if, you know, the sad thing is that friends and families are breaking up over all this shit. And
Right.
that is because the government is trying to divide people into certain little pockets. They want division because they're funded by the media. The media is trying to create division because that is what sells headlines. It's part of a grander scheme that we're not being informed about. And so if we can just realize that we're all part of the same team and have these discussions without hating on each other, then we're going to be stronger together. And I think, you know, that's what I took out of being able to come on here and talk to you two of my very, very good friends about. Hopefully we can, you know, get that message out to everyone.
Well, I think, I agree with you, and I echo that, because I think the world needs a little more conversation and a little more space and freedom to have that conversation. I think it's okay to have different views. I think it's okay to have different perspectives. I think it's okay to even have weird ass accents and different limbs. But what I think it's not okay is to leave people struggling on their own and let them think that for any point that they are alone and that they are going through this by themselves, and that there aren't others that are struggling, and that there aren't others that are willing to have tough conversation. You know, you guys are important to the world because you tell the truth in your perspective, and no one will ever fault anyone if you are honest about your perspective. You are truthful. Oh God, did he just go to the store?
He's back.
Fucking hell.
You got avocados. Did you just come to LA and not tell me?
Mushrooms,
avocado,
and weird sushi. It's okay. No, I would just.
Did you get to the store and back in 2 minutes?
It's at the bottom of the apartment.
That was
my Lord.
That was very fast. I'm very impressed. I was just signing off and saying that, like,
We're just
nice
saying how much of a cunt you are.
Yeah, that.
Yes.
We were saying that, but like I was stating, it's important. It's okay to have different values and different views and different ways of looking at everything, because at the end of the day, if you have the best intention, that will always come through. And I think it's about humanity acknowledging one another right now and really just letting each other know that this isn't normal. This doesn't need to be accepted for, you know, what it is. We can push back a little bit. We can talk about why it's okay to push back, and it's safe to push back, because we're not going to get out of this alive if we continue to treat each other like every single person around you is our enemy. You know, it's just
especially
not
for
true.
The health of the children that are going through this. These,
well,
you know,
that's
we're all struggling a bit, and some more than others. But think about the kids that are going through this that have no perspective on what they really have no perspective on what a real world is like now, a peacetime world where there isn't restrictions and there's total freedom and you can do whatever you want. You don't have to wear a mask. You don't have to be afraid of people. These are the human beings that we need to safeguard more than anything else, because they're going to be the guidance of the future. And if we destroy their fucking mindset now, what is the world going to be after this?
Oh, we're doomed if we don't start protecting those that can't protect themselves. And that comes down to our animals, our ecosystem, our children, and the people we are putting in to be responsible of the next generation. And I think that comes down to taking accountability, taking ownership, and leading by example. And I think as much as I hate to say it, Jez, you are a great example of leading by example. Paul, you are as well. And I think that's why people will take so much value in this podcast, whether they learn what the C word means, whether they learn how to eat properly, whether they learn that Paul can speed round 5 beers and that he has no bladder. But either way, I think people will take such value in this episode, and I'm really grateful. And I know, Jez, I'm pretty sure you're saying this is going up on your platform as well.
Yeah, And I
Yeah.
apologize as well. It seems I interrupted the deep moment with my avocado.
No. It's okay. Your
You know,
we're
avocados
just
are
talking
deep.
shit about you.
Look,
Yeah.
if there's any white girls out there in London listening to this, I have avocados. Come over.
And testicles the same size.
No, they've shrunk
Oh
because
my
of all the plastic.
God.
Boom.
Exactly. Oh, that's a different thing. So let's so everyone, can you guys just give me a quick round off? Paul, you got your book. It's Uncaged. It's available where?
It's available around the world on Amazon, Booktopia. There's a whole, just Google it, Uncaged by Paul de Gelder, also co-written by Geraint Jones, a superstar in the realm of helping people write books and writing his own books. The podcast is The Dirt Down Under. Also, don't forget to watch Shark Week and find out how Discovery Channel is going to try and kill me this year.
And drink Striker coffee and get
Drink
on the
Striker
protein.
coffee.
I got
Hell
you.
yeah. Yeah,
some
Australian
Murder Boner.
sports nutrition, like they got
That's
all the
right.
good stuff. They got all the plant-based proteins, all that good stuff. It's like, follow me. Just follow me on Instagram. I'll give all the information.
Jez,
Me too.
Jez?
I'm saying, buy it. Get Uncaged, Paul de Gelder. There you go. Oh, and Combat Fuel.
and Combat
also
Fuel.
any of my other books. And also, support the
Also,
avocado trade.
Legion, like Geraint's, dude, I can't tell you how amazing I fucking like his books. Like he's a great
great writer.
fucking ghostwriter for James Patterson. I don't know if he told you this, but James Patterson's one of the biggest authors in the world. He doesn't even give Gez a footnote. He gives him a bunch of characters, and then
cut.
like, I'm not allowed to talk about this.
Cut this bit, please.
So, yeah.
Legitimately?
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
Roger
okay,
that.
I'm not allowed to talk about this. All
My
right.
point is, Jez is a brilliant writer. Jez is a brilliant writer. Yeah, he's a brilliant writer.
Beep over that.
So
bit.
He's
Geraint's also a ghostwriter for James Patterson. He's done a whole series of his own books about the Gauls fighting the Romans. They're amazing. It's bloodthirsty. It's incredible. And one
He's
of my
a
favorite
podcast
things.
host.
He's a podcast host, but I love books about historical fiction because I like to learn about history. I like to learn about real things, but I like to learn about them in a story. That's what Gez does the best. He's done multiple books helping out other people. He's got a podcast, Veteran State of Mind, that we've both been on, like unfiltered shit. That's why I like it. Just like this, which is scaring me a little bit now.
He's like, I'm 5 beers deep. What have I said for the past 3 hours? All right, Jez, Paul, that's it, my
Love
friends.
you.
Love you guys. And
I'm off to eat these. How do I eat these, Paul? Do I take the skin off, or do I just?
you just
No,
eat it.
just
Just
eat
shove
bro.
it in your
Just eat
mouth.
it. Yeah,
Right,
like you do with
awesome.
Dick.
Guys, I love you
Okay.
guys. Thanks for doing this, Kelsey. I love you guys.
Thank you guys for this. It's amazing. And I guess we'll see you all next week.